What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
more hands against a maniac who's on happy tilt. So this is continuing the sequence from last week and the week before, where villain 3, this guy right here, is playing about 74% of hands or something like that. He's playing quite aggressively, and we think it's because it's a combination of him being a maniac and also maybe he's on happy tilt. So we'll get to watch how people play against him and how we should play against him, which is better than we did. That's how we should play. All right. First hand is easy. What should happen is ace-9 should raise and take it. King-6 should not defend here. We'll see if 9-6 defends. All right. There's a raise to 2 big blinds. That's going to suck 9-6 in. No, he doesn't. Okay, we just fold. There's the first hand. Larry, you are up next.
All right, villain 3's got a hand, and our hero has hands. Is going to be interesting. So, what should happen is that villain 3 should raise. Is villain 3 our happy tilt guy on his 100 big blinds?
Villain 3 is our happy tilt guy. I think, he got knocked back down.
Okay.
And villain 5 is also quite loose passive pre-flop.
Do we want to look at HUD stats, or does that not work?
The problem with the HUD stats is because I'm showing it from here, it starts only with this hand. So
Okay.
it doesn't have the previous hand's HUD stats in it.
All right, no worries, man.
After we get through a dozen hands, we can put them up if we want.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, so button should open, clear 3-bet. I would go, well, let's see what his open size is here.
Remember, we're not playing against us, we're playing against them. So what's the ace-5 going to do?
Ace-5's clear fold.
Yeah, but what's he going to do?
He's going to make a horrible life choice and maybe open.
He's going to limp.
Oh my goodness.
I think. Yep.
All right. So if
this is what all cards face up is all about, is learning what do they limp.
Yeah, agreed. So 5's a very interesting place.
Yeah.
Now I would ISO this low because I'm guaranteed position.
Yeah.
So I would go to 5 big blinds here. I think he's gonna So now you've got a great spot. And if I were you, I would go to I'd go to like 22, 23 here. I'd add onto a 4x because we've got the limper and I don't want to play this hand out of position. I might go to 25. I think I go to 23, 20, 24. What size would you guys use here?
I called it, I did it more like it was a 4-bet than a 3-bet. So I used a large 4-bet size which is the equivalent of a small 3-bet size.
I think that's fine. I might be this hand might be too good to go as big as I'm talking about.
Right.
But generally, I think I don't want to play this hand out of position. Yeah. Theoretically, we reduce our equity realization. What's the word I'm looking for? Equity realization
disadvantage.
Thank you. Disadvantage out of position if we have a low SPR.
Yeah.
So I think I go bigger here. I think when I see this action, I want to use the 4x.
Yeah. The other argument in favor of your thing is we've watched villain 3 raise and call larger raises. He's not doing a lot of folding. So
I mean, he could make a clear. It's highly likely he's going to make an error here and stuff.
Yeah. But he didn't even call 20. So because I've also been super not active here. So maybe he's noticed or whatever. He did it. He did what he did. There we go. All right. Mike is up.
Okie doke. All right. King 10 should open, Queen 3 defend by probably some 3-betting in there in theory in the charts, but they should defend.
Yeah. Queen 3 is Queen 3 against the button is a never fold, not a single fold. But
all right. So we got the limp. Now we get to King 10, assuming we get to King 10. I mean, yeah, let's see what he does.
He's definitely playing. There's no chance 6-8 is folding.
Okay.
But 8-2 is. Oh my God. What is happening?
So he folds. So King 10 should ISO 4.5 would be my sizing.
Yep.
And now everyone should fold. What's going to happen is that we're going to get a bunch of calls.
Yep.
That's not a good call by Queen 3. And King 9 is clearly not supposed to be here anyway.
Yeah.
Look at our equity advantage multi-way here. It's just interesting to see how far ahead we are when hand starts.
And just how much worse the king in this specific spot, the king nine is. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, it should go check, check, but let's see what happens. Okay, so we get the king 10 open-ended, got the no backdoor flushing here. This, all right, so if this were like in theory, then we got these calls. I mean, we would never be here. So I think we can definitely see bet if we want. And considering we are last act in position, I would see bet here, and I would make it like a B33, maybe B25, but it would be small. Now, should we deviate because of
Oh,
what we
sorry.
know about villains?
No,
Maybe.
no, I think so. No, no, knowing that they're even wider means that they miss even more and that they
No,
can't.
I know, but my deviation would come from do I size up?
Oh,
I'm not going to check here. I'm going to pretty much see bet here. It's what size would I go with? And knowing what they have here, I'm thinking I could size up, but I'm not sure if that's right.
so here's my two reasons why I don't want to size up. One, because I don't know when I should. I don't know what the factors that went into DTO choosing the 1/3 size. And the other is when they're wider, that means that they have less defensible ranges, which means that I can get them off of a lot of garbage with a small bet. So it's a more efficient bet, given that I actually have nothing. Otherwise I have to get there. And when they don't have nothing, this queen jack combination here just slams into their limping and calling ranges.
That's what I was thinking. I always look at this queen jack, especially the queen, and I think about what this kind of limp call range looks like.
Yeah.
And I'm in your boat.
Yeah,
I think
the
this
9-10,
queen and
the
jack.
9-10 jack queen, the 9-10 jack queen area is theirs, which means when we have our good hands against it, we can bet bigger and they'll call. And so this hand will efficiently, fold out all of their suited connectors that aren't spades and maybe that aren't diamonds. Maybe I'll call 6-7, but I will get a lot of we'll get folds there for free. We'll get aces to fold for this size. And then the other hands that have something that we're going to stay to a bigger size, we get to the river smaller. So that's my thought. Could be wrong. All right, but we do it. Queen 3.
Yeah, Queen 3's in a weird spot.
He is.
I mean, we know WWJD would GTFO.
Well,
Yeah.
he's put himself in this.
No, he wouldn't. He's got it. He needs to see. Doesn't he need to see the king 9 call before he folds a queen? Doesn't he need 2 players in multi-way?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
we gonna-
obviously, none of us are going to be here with. Well, I guess we could be here. No, we wouldn't. We
No,
wouldn't play
I'm
ISO.
not here.
No.
So, I mean, I don't know what he's going to do. I
Yeah.
think he should. I mean, probably fold top pair with still somebody to act plus the original aggressor. I don't know. I think I would fold if I somehow got to this point.
All right.
I don't know. Probably, I don't know what to do.
So here's a crazy thing to say about this, which is you shouldn't play queen 3, but if you're going to make queen 3 either profitable or less unprofitable, you can't go around calling it just to fold top pair to a 1/3 size bet.
Yeah, but again, I don't think any of us are going to be here. But
Yeah.
I think my flatting range behind it. Well, it doesn't matter. But yeah, you have a good point. We're not going to be here, and he's going to call because he's.
I
not
think
gonna
that's his
fold top
best.
pair.
I think that is his best choice after making the first bad choice.
Yeah, I don't want. Oh, I'm sorry, Jim Henley.
Yeah, it would be an exploitative fold if we were here. I mean, because I could theoretically be here with like king queen off maybe or something.
Oh yeah.
Queen 10 suited, maybe if we, called an ISO knowing that a reg would ISO this villain 1 pretty wide. I think we could be here with some queen X hands.
Yeah,
Queen
but you know what? Our
3,
queen X hands are
however,
going to have. They're going to have backdoor equity because we're going to have something that connects to this really well.
Yeah, we're not here with queen 8. We're here with queen 9 and we're here with queen 10 and
Yeah, or here with queen 10 or here with something like that.
so I would make these That's why I think queen three might be like an exploitative, just kind of overfolding
Okay.
those hands and staying with it with the other queen X we have.
Okay, good enough. But as played, what does king nine do with a gut shot and an over and no backdoor?
As played, I mean, shit. I guess maybe he can call. I mean,
I,
look at his direct odds are actually pretty decent
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good
when you
point.
consider implied odds.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it's probably a call, like, sure.
yep. So here's the two arguments against it, and I think I call it. Here are the two arguments against it. One of your gut shots is dirty, which they aren't dirty in this case, and the solver knows it. I mean, not the solver, the replayer knows that the spade is clean. but
Yeah, it's
you
showing
don't.
equity.
So you can't count on 4 outs. You can count on give yourself, I mean, give yourself 3.75 outs, but the problem is one of them, you're going to lose your stack, or at least a big chunk of money. One of them has reversed implied odds. And of all your offsuit kings, king nines, the king of diamonds is bad to have in your hand. You want to have, you would rather have king nine of hearts here than a king of diamonds. Or if for some reason you're here in offsuit land, of course you'd like the king of spades, but you're not allowed to have the king of spades. But king of clubs, king of hearts is a better continue than king of diamonds, nine of hearts. I mean, king of clubs, nine of hearts is better than king of diamonds, nine of hearts. So those are the two things against it, but it's close. I think he's going to call. I don't think you play a king nine, call a raise and fold for this size for this reason. Yeah. Okay. There we go. And
All right, well, check, check. And so we did C bet. And we got 2 calls. I think if we had gotten 1 call, I think I would continue and probably something large, really big, like maybe B75, maybe pot. But now I think we just check behind.
Agreed, yeah.
damn right. Damn right.
This is where it gets interesting.
Okay, queen 3.
So this is where we see a lot of um recreational trapping going on.
I'm not even sure if he's trapping at this point with his 2 pair. He might be check calling his 2 pair.
Yeah, I don't think I would even bet
Maybe-
here
He may
anyway.
check for pot control.
Okay.
I'm considering not betting here if I'm him.
Why?
Because I don't know that villain one isn't on spades. Villain one spades makes sense. Hero
Okay.
spades makes sense. You bet him, and then when you don't improve and you're against 2 players, you decide to take the free card. And is there any wheel out there? Is there any ace deuce out there? Probably not.
Yeah, ballot.
Yeah.
Ballot, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Straights and flushes are available.
Yeah. I don't see the straight happening very often here. Because if I had the 6-7, I would bet it on the turn when I improved equity, probably. No, we'll see. Anyway. Nope. He blocks to find out.
Interesting choice, actually.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I think that was, yeah, it was,
Yeah, hopeful.
yeah, very easy. All right. Dean. Let's see. I'm not sure if Dean has a microphone. So let me open up chat.
You wanna type
All right, Dean is
in the
here.
hand, or
All right,
skip it?
Dean,
It's up
yep.
to you, man.
Hello, Dean. So Dean's gonna do his hand in chat. All right, Dean, here's what you got. Your hand is this. You've got a poster. How did he post aces? Maybe he sat out. I don't know how he's in there for 1. I don't know how this happened.
Oh, this is our villain 3.
Yeah, but he posted, which is weird. Anyway, all right. So,
Are we sure this is the same villain?
we think it is.
Okay.
We're gonna find out. But we think it is. Yeah. So ace raises, 4 deuce defends. Yep, that seems good. There's the raise. Strangely, this guy, remember, this guy is going to play wrong. We've seen it a lot. He's playing very loose pre-flop. There we go. Four deuce defends anyway, exactly. And although when you get a call from the small blind, your big blind range contracts a little bit. Like you might go from four deuce to four three, but not with a one big blind bet. That's just easy, I say. All right. Everybody got a piece of it. So what do we have here, Dean? Villain 5 should. Right. Check, check, bet small. Check, check. He bets large, being afraid of diamond draws, and there is one. The 6-8 needs to, after this large bet, 6-8 needs to fold. Yep, he does. And deuce 4 is a call. Deuce 4, by the way, can also check raise here. He can, if he wants to. I wouldn't do it against against the big size, you probably don't want to do it. But I mean, against anything but a set, his equity is probably 50% in this hand. Against ace king, he's probably got 50% equity. And if he gets it on, but against a set, he's pretty bad. But yep, yep, exactly. Could check raise, but he goes for the call. And against the bigger size, that would push me to the call too. All right, there comes your 6. Villain 1 has, of course, got 2. Dean is about to type in the word check. Good. Aces absolutely should.
Classic overbet spot.
Dean's going to say bet, but I'm going to ask Dean to say what size. Yes, continue firing. We're all with that. What size? Big. I agree, big. Because the other guys, after calling a big bet, he's shown that he's got a hand he likes. Maybe he has the case ace, or flush draw, and they're both going to call money.
Question for you guys here. Would anybody overbet here? Would anybody do a 125 or 115?
Yeah, you could do 125. Sure.
I mean, if you're going to find an overbet spot, I mean,
yeah,
this is it. I mean, you could argue that we don't like blocking top pair, but
yeah, but he called a big bet.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is an overbet spot. I think if we're going to find overbets,
yeah,
this is
good. And he goes for pot size. This 16.53 is probably exactly pot after the rate comes out. He's not being cute. That's probably what happened. Right. And the 4-2 calls. Great. Come on. 6 of diamonds on the river, people.
Mm.
All right.
Now if you're going on.
What does 4 deuce do now? I'm always unsure of what to do in this situation.
I think it's very player dependent.
Yeah. Against villain 3, and we don't remember how aggressive he's been on rivers, but we know he's been an aggressive player. I think we can successfully check raise him. Let's see what he does. He does it. So you're villain 3. What do you want to do, Dean? Might need to check back top set, he's saying. You might. I did the other day. I checked back second set. The thing about top set here is if you had a set of 8s here, that unblocks him having an ace that can call your bet. Now it's much harder for him to call you with the ace. And so his flush draw, because we put him on aces and flush draws. And so,
and also that's a heavily filtering size on turn.
Yeah. And so I guess what you have to do here is check behind, or if you bet an amount that you are willing to fold to a raise. And if you're not willing to fold a set to a raise, maybe you need to check behind.
Yeah, I like it when you say that, because I think it's a very important life lesson.
Yeah. And it's your choice. Both are good, but this might be the worst of the choices. Might be. In this case, it was. All right. There's his 4. He's on 4. This should go fold, 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 raise, fold, call. And I said call, but let me just very quickly think for a second if Jack 7 suited has any raises against the button, and Jack 7 suited does. It's about about 25% raising against the button with Jack 7 suited. So you don't need to find it, but just so you know, it's there. Now, what's going to happen? There's a chance in hell that this king queen is going to limp. It seems unlikely, but he might. Oh, he just does the small raise. Okay. Villain 1 should fold his queen 9. And I don't remember whether he's disciplined her at all. Nope, he's not, because it's a small raise. And now against the 2 players, I think the Jack 7, I think that you condense your range here. You call a little bit less because of this queen, because of this call here. And and of those, you raise a little bit more, but I don't think Jack 7's a good candidate for it. I think this is a really easy call now for the Jack 7. And that's the better choice. And that we're going to look up. We're going to look up that 1 3-way thing before going on, because how that changes with the queen 9 interests me. And then how it changes with the small thing. Just not so much this hand, but what the theory does of it. Having done that, this should go check, check. And the king queen, he can better check. He's got showdown, so that's a good reason to check. He does. I'm fine with that. The 8. Now it's just who wants it more. Both of us, villain 1 and both villain 1 and villain 2 can believably bet here. Because they would have checked an 8, they would have checked an ace. They're the ones who can. But he doesn't want it. The king queen still has showdown. So if that was his decision, he can keep doing that. Sure. And now start a bluff now with the 5. If anyone does it, it should be the Jack 7, because a queen is not the lowest card in the deck. He checks. So if anybody did, it was Jack 7. And the king queen should absolutely check behind now and take his equity. All right, there we go. Now, a little experiment with GTO Wizard. Ah, the wizard is broken. We'll do one, yep, the wizard is broken today. All right. Oh, a little experiment with peak GTO.
It's working. It looks okay to me.
Oh, does it?
I just checked it. I mean, you're
Okay.
more than welcome, of course, to
Okay, it's
maybe in a different or a different browser or just a different window.
let's
Whatever you prefer, dude.
let's use peak GTO.
They appear to have gone public with it, by the way. They're tweeting about it.
Okay. Peak, okay. It's not showing up there, so let's get to peak GTO poker coaching. All right. Here we go. Nope. All right, what's the link? What's the link to it?
Yeah, I think it's just pokercoaching.com/PGTO.
Okay, let's try that.
That's what he put in
slash
Twitter today, I think.
Peak GTO. Yeah, there we are. Log
Probably
in.
log in with you.
Yeah, I think just log into my poker coaching. Well, now I have to, okay, let's hide a little bit of these
Stop
things.
sharing.
Stop sharing. Like I remember my poker coaching login stuff. Oh, I do. There it is. All right. Start sharing again. There we go. We are sharing. Here we go. Attempting to redirect you. Peak GTO.
Oh, no.
All right, we're about to give up. All right, Larry, let's do it with we'll do it with GTO Wiz.
Sure. What do you want to look at?
I want to look at the pre-flop fun of how this big blind is affected when the small blind calls and how it changes when we go from the 2.5 down to the 2 on hands like jacks, like which hands get promoted, which hands get demoted.
Okay, we want to look at morphing of ranges.
Exactly, how the range changes.
When we compare it, this is what you want to look at standard first, right?
Right, no, yeah, so it's the button raised. It's a button raise.
Okay.
Button raise, and you'll see that the big blind here, the Jack 7, does, about 25% raises-ish, something like that. There's our
Yeah.
jack seven. And you can just see in that whole region there, the queen eight, jack seven, all that sort of washy, 33, 50%, all of that stuff with the
Yeah,
ace.
we've got a
being robust.
classic polarized.
Right.
you know,
Okay. Now let's put the small blind call in the middle of that. Or
Okay.
let's shop on eBay. We can do that if you want. So when the small blind calls this,
Okay, so this is where we got to think about how.
Yeah.
This is essentially a.
how does the
Not
big
easy.
blind change? So we lose a bunch of, so we get narrower because we lose a bunch of suited stuff that we called, but we raise the jack seven more.
Dead money,
Yeah. Yeah.
break
So,
free, man.
so that even the polarized part of it goes up. Like the ace four was about 25%, was, 33, 50%. Now it's up to 75. The ace five goes down from pure to 75, but that's not important. But that whole queen four jacks, that block there, as the jack three, jack four, jack five, jack six folds out, the jack seven raises more. Okay. Now the
What
last
was our
thing-
global? Our global is 14, right?
Yeah,
Okay, let's just look at that because I
we're
didn't
folding
catch it.
67. It's 14 to 67. And here,
Look at that. It's the same. You know what? That's
Raise
good.
14,
Small blind.
but we
14, and then now we go to what? It's the same. That's surprising.
right.
It's just
but look at-
amorphous,
look at how-
as you
but
said.
we
It
fold
just
a lot
amorphous.
less.
Yeah, it just changes.
Yeah. Now let's just do, and then the last thing is, let's see how it's affected by the button going to 2.
Okay. Opening size, I think GTO. Is that gonna
No,
give
the
us-
button, it doesn't have a 2 on GTO. That's an early open. So we
Right.
got to go to pre-flop only.
Okay.
And because we're using pre-flop only, to be smart, let's choose our rake. We're doing NL 100 here.
We want apples to apples, right?
Yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the 2.5 again. No, we're gonna look at the we're gonna look at the real range. We got to look at 2.5 again.
But
And-
if we want to get the same rake structure, we have to do NL50.
Yeah, but feel free to do NL50 if you want. But even then, it's gonna be a different range because there are different assumptions in the 3-bet sizes. So we got.
All
we're
right,
gonna have
I'm gonna
2.5.
go with you. You want NL100?
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
So we look at the 2x.
Okay. Okay. Raise, flat. What happens? An amorphous range. Yeah, it
Against
changes,
2,
but
we call all the suited stuff, so we raise so much less of it.
yeah, that's happening. What else
Right.
is happening? Well, we're calling more. It's just we're getting better up
Yeah.
direct odds, but I think we really have to think about rake here, and I don't know if this is apples to apples.
Well, we're gonna make it apple to apples. So now let's do a small blind fold, same rake, small blind fold. Let's see how the big blind's affected here. Big blind now still has those jacks and things like that. They go away when the small blind folds here. This is great. So this is confirming sort of the vibe I got. Now, the last thing we look at is change this one to 2.5. We're going to compare this not to the other 2.5, but to this 2.5. And look at those same two things. Button raise with a small blind call at 2.5. Yep. So we get a similar thing. The rake structure, the difference in the rake structure is here. He doesn't want to, in this one, we don't want to raise this jack seven at all, but it's similar. Now fold this small blind here and make sure that this is similar to the other one. Yep, it is. So with these assumptions, the jack seven is still, it's different rates, but the morphing of the range fit what we thought. All right.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
By the way, I'm not at my brightest right now. I played from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Gotcha. Congratulations. All right, here we go. And by the way, you're up next.
All right, now that I've caveated my mental skills
Yeah.
today. This should fold around to small blind, which could go 3 big blinds, and you should take it.
Okay, but we've seen this guy. What do we?
Don't worry.
What's he gonna do?
He might suicide limp.
Yeah. Oh, no, suicide's raised. At least that's better than suicide limping.
It's gonna work.
Yeah, it should. The ace six should fold. If this 4-9 is what I believe about him, he's gonna call this. Nope. So he's not on happy tilt anymore. After losing that big pot with the aces. So now he's frustrated.
All
and playing.
right. Yeah, okay.
Mike.
I already. Yeah.
All right. All right. Jack 10 should raise and take it.
Yep.
Okay, we're getting
But
lots
we've
of
seen, but this is what happens when this is what this guy's VPIP is gonna get up to about 60 or so, with a lot of limping and a lot of calling. All right. That shouldn't change anything. Everybody else should still fold.
Yep.
I expect the ace 5 is gonna call. Yep.
Ooh-wee.
All right. And
No,
somebody
oh.
give the big blind pot odds speech now.
Hmm.
Who wants to give it? Actually, it's Mike's turn. Mike, give the big blind pot odds speech.
I mean, you're just not, I mean, sure, you can call for 1.5 big blinds here thinking that your pot odds are so great, but you're just absolutely getting destroyed.
Hands that would call the low jack raise fold the more people who come in. We get tighter and tighter, not looser and looser like limit poker. Even though we have the second most equity in this hand.
Are you saying that in limit poker you would call this hand?
Yeah. 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 Limit poker, the more people who play, the wider you play the big blind. Because in limit poker, your pot odds are more important than your implied pot odds. Because the implied pot odds are only one more bet when you get raised at the end, or your ability to raise. Yeah. In limit poker, you can call when there are 3 callers in front of you. So a raise and 3 callers, you can call any 2 cards in the big blind. Deuce 7 offsuit is profitable. All right, here we go. And I know that. Have a flop. Oh, here, have a flop.
Oh, flop. Okay. Wheel, ace 5. Interesting. I wonder if in theory, I mean, you'd never be here. Maybe you could be here with a suited ace, but I wonder if you'd ever get to donk this kind of ace high, low flop, but check.
Yeah,
Check.
multi-way, just check,
And
just check out a position. Just always check the first position. Don't even think
now
about it.
in position with ace deuce, if we had, let's say, ace deuce of diamonds, or ace deuce of clubs, let's say we were on the button or something, I think we could bet here. We'd bet small, but in this case, I guess if we were here, we could still bet. And if I sat down and somebody said, "Here's the situation," I think I might bet here. I might bet small,
Okay.
but checking, I'm sure, is fine.
Yep. And then the one question is about the suit of your card, which is if you're going to check this sometimes and bet it sometimes, do you want to bet it with a heart or check it with a heart? Which does
Bet
the heart push you towards? You said
Bet
bet.
it. If you had a diamond, diamonds and hearts are good to bet.
Okay. There we go.
Spades and clubs would be checked more often.
Okay. Someday we'll verify that because I think it might be the opposite. But it's a small point. We don't need to go into it now because I want to do it on a hand that we can really solve. And actually, we can Prometheus this sucker. No, we can't. We don't have we don't have these in Prometheus, right? There's no small blind here.
No,
We don't have
not
this.
this config. Maybe under the gun button big blind, but
No, under the gun, but yeah, but then button, yeah. If I wouldn't mind low jack, high jack, big blind. I think those ranges are similar to Prometheus. But here we go. So he decides to bet, and he bets.
he goes B50.
Donkey. Yeah.
Ace 5 can call. I don't think he ever wants to raise. And fold.
Yep.
Okay. Ace 5 might get to donk on this card, but they should check and we'll check.
No.
Okay, they
do
go
it.
B50.
Right.
It wouldn't be my sizing, but who knows? Maybe it's, in the exploitative world, maybe it's fine.
Yeah.
Now the ace
Your
deuce
sizing would be smaller,
use
right?
of
You'd do
hearts
it,
should
you would do it about
probably
5.
just call. I'm sorry, what?
In your world, you would do this at about 5. You would do it smaller, not bigger, right?
Correct,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good. Okay, I agree. Call, sure.
Probably
What an
just
interesting
check
spot.
call if you're villain 3. I don't think you want to bet again. If you do, you block.
Right. What's your block size?
I would be like, I wonder if you could get away with like a B10, but I would probably do like a B33.
Yeah. 25 to 33. It would be my block. I would be afraid to block with a 3 because I think that's betting small to induce, and the last thing I want to do is induce here. Oh. Because it's 5 plays. It
Yeah.
does.
We've got a blocker.
If I'm ace deuce, based on the action, I just fold.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
And
There we
I'd consider calling a block, but still consider folding too.
Dean,
All
I
right.
never heard it put that way, but you got a really good way of, that's a good way of putting it.
Which was, I didn't hear it. Say it again, please.
Dean said reverse pot odds are worse here than your pot odds are good,
Yes.
which I think is a good way to put it
Yeah.
in this
Yep, yep.
situation.
Yeah. All right. The next hand is going to be Dean's, and then Mike, if you would find some Prometheus pre-flop that's closest to that thing and tell us if it's worth looking. And we're just going to look to see about the other, and we don't care that it's the deuce, just anything. We want to see whether we bet more or less with the heart or without the heart. That's the question we're going to get from Prometheus. All right. Dean, this is your hand. And Dean says, Dean's going to say fold, 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 raise, and then he's going to decide. But we'll wait for Dean to say it. King 9 raises and the Jack 8 calls. All right. Yep. There's me raising. I'm going to raise to 3. And Jack 8 here is a bad call from him. It's a good raise or fold. He's going to call probably. Yeah. And just to remind you guys real quick, this one, oh, we don't have the wizard. So we are done. And we don't have this one either. So we're not going to bother with being the pre-flop
I
police.
think GTO was try GTO was one more time.
All right, I'll try it one more time.
I think it's working fine. I mean, it should work fine for me.
Wizard. Yeah, it's working. There we go. All right. Here we go. So just a reminder, using the classic cash.
Look at you
Class.
dunking it all the time.
Yeah. All right. There we go. And the small blind raises 3. And the big blind, that Jack 8, it's got a sliver of calls, but these 8s are better played as razor folds, and the 9s are better played as raises and calls. And then these are the bluffs that people miss, and they are there. All right. So he's not wrong. He doesn't break the solver, but not his best play. All right. What should I do now being out of position? With a top pair, not much of a kicker, but blind versus blind, a fine kicker, and not a diamond in sight. Bet smaller check. I agree. Let's see which one I do. I do the bet small, and he's got to get out of here, right? And Dean says fold, which he does. Good. All right. Skate, are you here yet to take a hand? Has Skate made it in?
Yeah, yeah, I'm
All
here.
right.
I'm here. I'm
You're
awake.
up
I'm awake.
next.
I'm on Skate's schedule now.
Yeah.
We both have our morning voice on.
Yep, yep.
Here we go.
Alrighty then. Ace five could be a partial open. It's
Full open, every suited ace, come on.
yeah, that's right. We're playing
All,
all of them. We're playing online, right? Let's
That's right.
open suited aces. There, 7-8 suited. Um, I think this is probably the bottom, right, of the 3-bet plus.
it's gonna have
We-
have some 3-bet bluffs in it, and I think it's gonna have calls.
Yeah.
But I think it does. I think,
That's that.
I think it rarely folds.
That's my 2 cents as well. Yep. So it's gonna be that, and everyone else should fold.
Right, but that's not what's gonna happen,
No,
because there's
it's
a
gonna
limp.
limp party.
And once he limps, now villain two has gotten his dander back up. He's coming, villain three. He's dusted himself off from his loss. And his loss was also against this guy. Not that that should matter, but maybe it does matter to him. And the thing we've seen about him is he does a lot of 2 big blind raises, and he does them with shitty hands. His good hands he raises to 3 and 3.5. We've seen that.
How do you feel about your suited combo on the button here? This is a very interesting spot.
I think it's a better fold now.
You think so?
I think so. I don't think I
Oh.
won't try to ISO it, I
Yeah.
I mean, I don't expect the ace five to wake up and do a limp re-raise. I think
Is it wrong that I am not ready to give up my button position with a playable hand that does well multi-way in theory?
no. Go ahead.
I am not, villain one has a perfect 4-bet bluff paired. But I am not, so I kind of want to overcall here, and that may be, do you think I'm burning if I overcall here?
No. And one thing Dean pointed out that guy did min raise his ace when he posted, and that's true. So that was true. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what I do. I just go,
This point fold.
not a mistake, but I think the call's fine. And 3-bet against his 2 big blind size, if we've picked up on that, is not bad.
And
Oh.
owning the button's not as important.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. All right. This is
Take
how
it.
wide villain 2 is.
Take your spot, villain one, do the magic solver hand.
Yeah. Brad Wilson says your overcall against fish is good, Larry. Says get in there. Get in there with the fish. All right. So it's on you, Skate.
All
Ace
right.
5.
Yeah, so I don't think they're gonna do anything aggressive. Since they did not do anything aggressive pre-flop. So yeah, it's gonna be call.
Right. And should ace 5 suited, if you have an open limping range, should ace 5 suited be a limp re-raise here as a solver special, or should it be just a limp call for its own value?
Actually, to be honest, versus this min click, we have the ace blocker. It's suited. I think it's good enough to ISO. I don't think we're gonna get 4-bet bluffs here. 4-bet bluffed or
Yeah.
anything like that. So yeah.
And if we do, we can fold. All right.
Yep.
Let's see what he does. And then Dean asks, how big would you go against the 2 big blind fish? Let's see. I would, we'll see what, will everybody get in? I would go 6, 8, 8.5, 10.5. I would go 10.5 minimum. So what the hell, 12. But minimum of 10.5.
Yeah, I would go.
Yeah.
Yeah, around 10.
Yeah, okay. So, but the thing I would never do is 6 or 8.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So check. Should go check all around. The villain 3 should not bet. Okay. This is okay. I think this is a mistake.
It's ambitious.
Yeah,
It's surprising that somebody who plays so passively pre-flop in this hand, all of a sudden, becomes Mr. Solver now. All right,
yeah. If anybody had a king like
Yeah.
big blind, can have a king. So
sure.
I think it's a
Certainly
mistake.
villain three can. All right.
He can, yeah. He could have a weak king like king 10, king. Yeah.
All right. I put you down in villain three's shoes now. What do you do? Other than punch me for saying, how did I get here?
Villain 3, I think we, with one player left to act, we fold bottom pair.
I like the fold here. I don't expect him to fold, but I like the fold. Yep.
Okay, 7 deuce has nothing going on, so let's get rid of that. Mhm. Okay, we picked up equity, but since we can see the cards and they called, well, we can go both ways. We could either better check to realize,
Yeah.
you know,
But what's the usual solver line?
check.
No, the usual solver line is when you pick up equity, you continue your bluff. Because that's what makes backdoor bluffs profitable, is you bet the flop, or check raise the flop, whichever it is, ambitiously. When you pick up your backdoor equity, that's what you're here for, to bluff again and get the fold then. And if you don't, sometimes you get saved.
Yeah, true. I just didn't think of us as the pre-flop raiser.
Yeah.
But
Now,
yeah.
there's also the weird thing is that it's a four-liner.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. The queen, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's four-liner.
Need
And
some
we
coffee.
have, and that's another out for us, is the queens, but it's also dangerous in that way. But also, his king has got to hate this if it's not king queen.
Yeah, that's true. So, well, I think with a double flush draw board out there, I think when villain 1 checks, I think it's less likely for them to have a queen. So let's see what happens.
All right. He does the bet. I like it. And I like that he doesn't go exceptionally big because of the completed equity. I don't think he needs to.
I like it too. I mean,
Yeah.
It also kind of sort of I don't know if you will, reduces the chances of a being bluff in the river, if you do miss, so to speak.
Yeah. All right. Villain 3 is stuck with a terrible situation.
Yeah, he's got to get out of there.
Yep. So let's see how he misplays it. He misplays it by calling. All right.
Unbelievable.
All right.
All right, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna, on a rare occasion, abandon you. I might come back later, but if I
Okay.
don't come back later, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.
All right. Bye, Larry. Get some sleep.
See you there.
All right, cheers.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
Feel better.
Geez, I thought he'd never leave. Oh, you're still here.
Hey, God, no.
All right.
I'll see you guys.
Bye.
See ya.
This is tough. If you are villain 1, this is tough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not at the same time. I'm not really worried about villain 69. Bluffing. They're pretty passive pre-flop, but you never know. I imagine it's gonna go either check or check bet as a bluff.
Yeah. If you're villain 1 though, and you decide you want this hand, you have two choices. One is to bet right now. And how big are you going to bet? If you want this pot, how big are you going to bet on this river?
Like 12, 13 big blinds.
I'm going to bet like 26.
Mhm.
If it's me. I don't know if it's right, but that's what I'm going to do. And I'm never going to do this, you check raise all in.
Oh yeah, yeah. No. Ace high, no.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna do that. So let's see what he does. He checks to give up. And now villain 3
Is gonna check back.
into a bluff.
Well, I think it would be a good bluff, with bottom pair.
You,
Well,
you block, you
not
block a full house. That's good.
yeah, yeah. You do, but maybe not. Yeah, the 9 is relevant. The 6, not so much. You know, but since we did miss and considering the action, I think it would be a reasonable bluff.
Okay. So those are good reasons. And here's the argument against the bluff. I don't know which is better, which is if villain 1 has a king here, there's a good chance he's going to call, and he could have played it this way really easily. Bets his king again, a little scared. Then when the jack pairs, he goes, oh, well, screw that, and goes into check call mode. So a king is believable. And if you want to get a guy to fold a king here, you're over betting the pot. And I don't think that I need to go into the part of the game that gets people to fold kings to be a profitable player. Although if you're in that, if you're in that part of the game, you're a better player than me and you're going to make more money than me. Mark Goons is looking at this going, he's capped. I can get him to fold his entire range and he's going to, jam or something or go 2x pot here. If he's going to turn this into a bluff.
Mhm.
The other thing is 2 things bricked out. Diamonds and hearts both bricked out.
Hmm.
So your 9 is sometimes good. You actually do have showdown value here. Let's see what he does. Yep, he takes it. And the happy tilt is going to begin, I predict. All right. So that's skate. After skate is me. Let me put these in this order. Oh, I can't. We'll just know it. Okay. So this should go fold, raise, fold, 3-bet, fold, 3-bet, then the fold, and the ace 6 suited should do a lot of folding to the 3-bet, but maybe the 3-bet will be undersized. Yep, it's undersized. So I'm going to call. And I'm fine with that. Now let's see how big his bet is. He can check he can play the check range here. If he doesn't check range, this is a good bet. This board, 2 high card with this, is probably a good bet. He probably doesn't need to big bet this board. The queen jack has a lot of connectivity with all of my broadways, so I could have straight draw, so he should bet. So yeah, let's go big. He should bet big. Let's go 5 to 7 for him, or check raise. He goes for the check. And with my backdoor equity against it, I think I should check and see if I can pick up my backdoor equity. I don't think I need to try to get him off, but I do. Well, that's not good. He's just told me it's not going to work. He checked, and then he bets out when he doesn't have the best hand. So this seems like a really bad donk, especially because it might allow me to get away from it, which it does. Okay, so badly played by me, worse played by him, even though he won the hand because he made sure he didn't get any more money from me. All right. Up next is Mike.
Right. Fold, raise queen 10, fold, fold, call. Okay, a check, and you could pretty much bet almost range on this type of flop versus the big blind.
Yep.
And I would do that. I would bet B33.
Especially this hand. So yeah,
Yeah.
even if you don't bet range, this hand seems like a really good bet.
And the 3s are interesting. I could see turning 3s into a check raise here. I know that I have in the past, whether it's really correct or not. Probably some versus in a villain, an opponent who is just c-betting too much. You could certainly check raise it.
Yeah.
And gosh, I don't think we're gonna fold. And I think I would take this opportunity right here, having it like like probably your worst pair that, I mean, it's under the 4 even. I would check raise it.
Okay.
Assuming this villain like had played some hands and just see that
Yeah.
they're just going to be c-betting too often.
Yeah. So this guy has been this guy has been, you know, certainly not one of the looser players at the table. He hasn't been limping. He's not part of the limp brigade. So he hasn't been in a lot of hands with that. So the thing we're going to check in the solver here is one question. Do we 3-bet deuces and threes more often than we bet 5s or 6s here? And I think we do. I think deuces and threes are a check raise bluff and 5s and 6s are a check call. So that's the one thing we're going to look at in the solver at the end of this. All right. He goes for the check raise.
It goes for it. And sizing is interesting. I don't know if you need to go large or like the 50 size, B50 or the like the
Yeah.
pot size. I'd say this is probably fine. I'd say this is probably good. I think the B50 is going to be the preferred if we look at it.
Yeah.
And then queen 10 now. Probably just folds. Gosh, I don't know. I wouldn't know what to do with queen 10.
I fold it. We'll see what the solver does. I would insta fold it.
Yeah.
I was on a low equity bluff that blocked the top pair. When he said, I still have when he says I have the trips, then my blockers become less important. It's that it works more often is what the blocker does for me. The blocker is not so strong that I go, oh, you can't have it. I just fold here.
Yeah, the queen and the 10 are both cards that are pretty good for blocking Jack X.
Yeah, they are. That's why I love the bet. But after check raising, I think I'm done with this story. All right, let's check this one out and solve. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. This is going to be cut off. Yeah.
Wait,
you've got
did
this.
you say, am I ready? Like, am I?
Here, I'll do it. I have my one solve. I'll burn myself now.
Oh, if you got burn stuff, I can do it
I
then.
don't care.
I just gotta bring it up.
It's up already. We're on cash classic opening size 2.5. That's what he did, right? Yeah, he did. Okay. So cutoff raise, big blind. His defend with threes is perfect. It's the right play. The board is Jack 4. Okay. Checks range. We like that. Cut off queen 10. Oh, we don't even need a queen 10. It's a basically bet range board.
Yep.
We check 17%. If we ignore all that and just bet the whole range and simplify our lives, that's great. And that was what we said. We said it might be a bet range board, but certainly queen 10 is betting. And there it is. All right. So, and the bet size is always small on this paired board. So he bets, and now the big blind. Let's see what his pairs do. All right. We are at, I want to look at our percents here. 42, 35, crushing. 13. Yep. We bet the 2s and 3s more than the 5s and 6s and 7s and stuff.
Yeah, and he does
Great.
use the smaller sizing.
Yeah, good. And the size we go to is the raised 50, which is a raise of how much?
Yeah, queen 10 off full. Let's see what suit it likes best. Probably the diamond.
What does it want? This is kind of interesting. I have to move my
Clubs, because they can have more clubs, but you would think they would do it with back doors like spades, hearts, and diamonds.
Okay.
So when we have a club, they have more of those backdoor crap hands.
Yeah.
Right? Is that how we look at it?
When we have a club, that gives them more chances that they are betting that they're doing a flush draw.
Yeah, they're backdoor flushes. Yeah.
Right. Because, and I want to say this fully out loud to get it. When we don't have a club and they have club, that puts clubs in their hand that they do not do this with. No, I'm getting this wrong. I mean, it's like, yes, we want them to have 2 spades, 2 hearts, and 2 diamonds when we do this. Therefore, we want to have the least number of hearts, spades, and diamonds we can, and the way to do that is to have a club. Okay, that's how you get there. Good point. And look, by the way, just how much the diamond club does it. I mean, all the others, they're still minority. But diamond club and club diamond are robust. All right. Back to this. Up next is Dean.
Oh, hero.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm gonna 3-bet him, by the way. Probably. This is a 3-betting combo against the low jack. And no, against the low jack, king 9 suited is a 25% 3-bet and it's spades. So this is gonna go bad for me. Villain 5 could 3-bet. All right, so here we go. So it's raise. Oh, he does an oversized raise.
There's a poster though.
Oh, okay, right. Oh, then well, that's gonna take me down. I'm gonna decide not to. I'm gonna call instead. Now the ace 3, he calls. So now I'm considering my squeeze as better, but not to this bigger size. And then he calls, of course. Oh, I'm sorry, Dean. This is Dean's hand. Dean said the poster will call, which he didn't. And then here we see the way that villain 3 is playing. And I believe what I should do. What does Dean say? What does Dean want me to do? Call. Dean says call. I think call is better than squeeze here. But let's see. And if I figured it out, I should have noticed that this guy isn't playing crazy, that he's been tight enough. So I don't squeeze. Good.
My guess is that, like, theory-wise, even king 9 wants to fold.
Okay.
But we're calling because it's exploitative.
Are we? Okay.
I think king 9. I don't think it's going to get down into the like non-Broadways.
This is the closest thing it is.
Do you have?
Nope. I'm way too loose. I just didn't know this. I didn't know how I knew it gets tighter, but I didn't realize it would get rid of all this. Wow. Okay. That's the thing to take away.
That's to a 2.5.
What?
And that's to 2.5.
Yeah. Yeah. This is so okay. So this is so bad. All right. So I play bad. And I get punished for playing bad. How much do I get punished? I think I'm gonna.
No, it's probably not bad though, Scotty. Like again, it's exploitative, right? So I mean, I guess it would be considered bad if you knew every single one of these players you're playing against right now is playing really good pre-flop poker, which they're not.
I know that these two guys are way too loose.
Yeah, so I don't
Way
think
too loose.
when you say you're playing bad, I don't think this is a bad kind of
Okay.
play. You know what I mean? Like,
but here's why it's bad. I didn't know it. I didn't know the GTO thing and consciously deviate because of these players. I looked at this and went, oh, that probably calls.
oh, gotcha. Okay.
You know. All right. So it's going to go check, check. Yes, I'm going to check. The ace ace, he said he would check the ace ace here. If it were me, I would bet the ace ace because of the two clubs against 3 players. The 10s though are there. You're not actually that good. Yeah, maybe check. He bets quarter pot. Joey is going to save me. Thank you, Joey. Ace 3 is going to call. And come on, fold. Don't look at your back door. Just go. When 2 people are interested, top pair doesn't win. Nope. I have a backdoor flush and I'm determined to lose more money. Yeah. The only defense I have is the backdoor flush, and that was not a good enough argument, but I did it. All right. Now, what comes next in this horror show? Check. Now he says ace ace should check with two callers. There's just too easily a 10 there. And the ace ace does. Check. Good. Ace three goes for, what does the ace three do, Dean? What should he do and what will he do? Ace three could go for it. If he does go for it, what size? Half pot, yeah. DTO wizard, if you go for this here, might be full pot. Might be, but okay, let's see what he does. He just checks, goes for realizing. And now, unfortunately, I might think my top pair is good. But if I do, all right, so what does Dean say I should do? I think I've locked in my answer of what I should do. Check, right, I should go for a check call node here, not a bet. Because if I bet it, I'm turning it into a bluff. Good. And now aces should feel pretty safe. And what do? Dean says aces should. Bet. All right, bet what size? Half pot. Yep, that's what he does, slightly over half pot. Ace three is easy, that's a fold, of course. And now, do I misplay this? Yes. Yep, I'm going to lose 20 more big blinds. What should I do, Dean? Dean says, against this half pot bet, I should fold. Well, where were you when I was playing the hand? Why didn't you tell me that then? God damn it, Dean. All right. Next hand is me. All right. This should go fold, mostly fold the jack 10 here, but if he wants to raise it, it's okay. It exists in the hijack. It's small. It's a very small amount. Fold, ace queen should raise all the time. I should fold, and jack nine should defend 100% of the time against the ace queen, and he should defend by, picture the button range here. He should defend by calling, no raising. All right. However, what's going to happen is the 3-4 is going to limp. The jack 10 might limp behind, might not. We haven't seen enough of him. And then the ace queen is going to raise. There's our limp. There's our limp behind. There's the ace queen raising, and he raises two, a big size, at which point I should have folded before. And now the jack 9 is a good fold. And everybody folds like that. All right. Mike is next.
King 6 is a raise.
Am right.
They're not going to, I bet. I'll bet they just limp. But let's see. Oh, they fold.
Yeah.
All right. Queen 10 is a raise.
Am right.
And take it.
Good. Skate. I'm going to lose some money.
Okay. Let's see here. Well, the jack 8 suited in the cutoff is a yeah, it's a pure open.
Pure open. Pure open.
Yep.
What's the smallest jack that you open in the cutoff? Suited.
Oh, 7, jack 7 suited.
I think it's this one. There's no jack 7. I think there's only jack 8. There's your,
I think maybe, yeah,
let's-
maybe 7's not.
and we'll move on. We'll just find out. 3 seconds of flop police.
Yep.
Up. You're so right. I'm so wrong. I knew that. Now that I
Yes.
see it. Absolutely. Perfect skate. Glad I looked. All right.
Thank you.
2.5.
And okay, fold around Yeah, ace nine in the small blind. Yeah, let's fold that. Fold.
Yep.
Yeah. King. What can we do with king? Oh, we're gonna raise?
You bet. However, what's gonna happen is the ace nine offsuit's gonna call me. Because that's what this guy plays like.
Hmm.
Now king is ecstatic.
Yep. Now we gotta go slightly bigger.
Yep. What size?
Let us go. Let us go around. I think 12 is fine. Maybe 11.
Yeah. Poker coaching pure theory says 12 and a half. I think that the wizard says 14, and any of those numbers are good.
Yeah.
Wizard,
Yeah.
Wizard
Yeah.
has a thing where if it's the small blind that is flatting, the big blind's 3-betting range is not larger. It's like kind of the normal 3-bet size.
I
Yeah.
shouldn't want to go too big
11.
because we're
Good job, Skate. All right.
we are short stack.
Yeah. And if the button does it, so where you'd be out of position to two people, then it boosts it up there.
Yeah.
So that makes total sense. Currently I'm just doing the simple poker coaching 12 and a half, no matter what, just like that. So let's see what he does. He decides he wants people to stay in. All right.
Yeah, your wish is granted. I mean, no. Are you calling?
Me? No, I'm folding
No.
here.
Yeah. I don't think he
But
called.
the ace nine might call. He might.
Yeah.
Nope, he doesn't. All right. Great. All right. Dean. Because in position versus one person is interesting. Okay, that's what he says. Okay, here we go. Dean. All right. The hijack, king jack, the fish in the king jack. We know he's a fish because he's on a broken stack. Opens. Yep, good. Villain one might call. He might. He shouldn't. He should just fold. But let's see what he does. Nope. He does the call. And villain two. Are you saying villain two is going to call or should call? Is going to. Yep. Yeah, he should definitely fold here. And if villain one had not called, the ace five here should be doing almost all folding with a little bit of bluff raising against the hijack. Very little, but there is a little bit of it with the ace five offsuit. And there is no calling. But good for him. Good for him. He did that right. All right. How much money am I going to win or lose? Because it's going to be one of the two. It's not going to be small. All right. Ace eight should do what? Dean. Check range. He does. He checks. This is a really interesting hand. I know what I should do. Bet Scotty or check. I think I should check behind because I have the jack. If I had a 10 or a queen, I should bet, especially a 10. A 9, I would open a 9 here. I should bet it. But with a jack, this hand is technically marginally made. It's marginally made and the nut flush draw. And the simple poker coaching theory is when a choice with marginally made, playing it like a marginally made hand, like a jack, or playing it like a nut flush draw, the marginally made is more important. Then there's the other thing, which is pair plus draw is enough to get it all in right now for all I care. So I could bet any size, and if he jams on me, I can call him. So that's the reason I can bet. But I think I should do simple poker coaching and check, which I do. I'm happy with that. All right. The 6. What should the ace do now? Bet 2 big blinds. I like it. Anywhere from 2 to 4. This is a turn probe, And what is our usual sizing for turn probes? Mike, Dean, or Skate? This is a real question. I don't know the answer. I'm not.
Oh, that could depend.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't think there's just a common heuristic of, oh, we always probe this size. It's going to
Okay.
depend on flop and ranges.
Okay. Good enough. Well, then in this flop, then it should be small in this flop because the flop is still monotone. And although it's unlikely that I've checked back a flush, so, and he checks. He makes life easy for me. So after the check, which by the way, I don't think is wrong of his. Yeah, I can check back again. There is a sort of thing here now where I go, oh, after a check, second pair is no longer marginal. Second pair good kicker is kind of premium. So I could bet it, but I got to bet it small. And I do. Villain 1 should call. Yep. Good. And then the 10 comes. And villain 1 checks. And I should check behind. And I do. And I lose. And that only cost 6.5 big blinds.
Hey, quick question for Dean. Dean, on the flop, I noticed you wrote check F, like XF as in check fold. I'm curious, were you like, no matter what, if you faced like a 1.5, would you fold, or was that F a typo?
Yeah, because I think we need to check call the normal sizes here.
Oh, okay. That's kind of what I thought. I just wanted to be sure because I know I would have called certain sizes, and
Yeah.
I didn't want to automatically just think that
Right.
an ace would fold
Yeah,
there.
never fold an ace. Good.
Yeah.
We agree with the mysterious Dean. Okay. This is me. Fold, raise. King Jack suited does not fold. And we'll talk about what he does do a second. And then no matter what he does, these guys should both fold. So let's see what size the raise is before we decide. 2. Okay. King Jack suited should be 3-betting this a lot. There's also some calls there. So then in that King 10, King Jack range, a lot of raising on the button, I think. And then the King 10 and then the King Queen, lots of calling. That's what I think. Let's just do a quick look at that. We just
Yeah,
had
and I bet if we were to like divvy it up to a 2x versus a 2.5, you're going to see King Jack suited 3-bet way more often and
these are
call
all
more often versus a 2x.
Yeah, and given this, we could just lose all this calling here and just turn these into pure raises. You could play the button against the cutoff with no calling range at all and not lose much EVI, just looking at it. I mean, yeah. I don't think you need to, I think you could simplify this.
Yeah. Are you able to look at a 2x open from the cutoff?
I can do a 2x open from the cutoff, right? Just like this by going pre-flop only, 2x open, cutoff raises, button.
Yeah, way more calling. That's one thing I've noticed.
Yeah. Because he's pricing you in for hands that you would have had to fold.
And there's less money in the pot to 3-bet and fight for.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So let's see which one this King Jack does. He's passive enough. He calls. This is going to bring villain 3 in. Villain 3 is going to call, and he shouldn't. There we go. And everybody should be scared. This is multi-way, so it should go check, check, check. But he decides to bet to find out where he is. And congratulations, you found out. This is not good poker, I believe. This is what you do when you're uncomfortable. And yes, he's preventing the guy from drawing to a king. Yes, he's preventing him from drawing to a flush. But I think better poker is to be uncomfortable and play your queens like marginally made hands there and do some check calling. And make money against bluffs. Allow them to bluff. Okay. Up next is Mike.
All righty. 9-8 can raise. I would raise that combo. Deuces on the button should just fold. There's probably a tiny, tiny bit of calling on the charts, but you can certainly expand it if you're kind of playing versus your typical population.
Sure.
Let's assume it's not going to. They're not going to fold. They never will fold a pair. So it's going to go. I don't know what 8-9 is going to do. Let's see what they do first, and then I'll tell you
Gotcha.
what Hero's going to do.
Right. So if 8-9 did a standard raise and everybody folded, I'm calling 9-6 suited pure here. And I'm curling 8-5 suited here half the time. Okay. But 8-9
I think if I were getting a 3x from the hijack, I don't know if 9-6 would be in range.
8-5 certainly wouldn't be. And 9-6 should go away against a 3. But he's not going to do that. He's going to limp.
All right, let's
And
see.
the deuces, by the way, against a 2.5 raise, the major danger for the deuces is being 3-bet off his equity. And this table is not doing a lot of 3-betting. And a couple of people who 3-bet to 1.5 more to where you can call. So his call with deuces here gets better and better and better based on how this table is playing, I think. Especially against the limp.
All right, so they did limp. All right, deuces now can limp behind. And if it were me, I would, like you were saying, I would kind of determine the players and the blinds right here. I would take a quick look, kind of see what's been happening. And I would typically limp behind here, over limp. I might fold it if there's just been some crazy 3-betting nut cases. I think I might fold more often, but I'm calling.
Yep. And now here's the
I'm
reason.
not ISOing.
Right. Good. Now here's the reason to ISO it. Which is villain 5 has a very high VPIP. And so ignoring my cards, he's going to have a hard time defending post flop. And if I can't get him to fold on the flop, I should be able to get him to fold on the turn of the river very often, regardless of my cards. Thank you, Margoon. So that's a reason to ISO is that. So it's not because I have deuces. It's because he has a really wide range and I have a playable hand. And you go, yeah, but your hand is only good if you hit a deuce. No, I can still bluff with it. So that's the reason to do that. I believe he's going to call. Nope, he goes for the ISO. Good for him.
Okay.
Good for him.
Yeah. I like ISOing the fish in position. Certainly an option.
If you give me 2-1 odds.
Fold, call.
Yes. If you give me 2-1 odds, I will take the bet that 10-3 calls here. At 2-1.
Oh, wow. Okay.
At 2-1. Okay, 3-1. All right, and then I have to fold. Yep.
I mean, yeah, call. We should call.
Yeah,
We should call, and
8-9 didn't come here for that.
yeah. I think once you get there, I think 8-9 is gonna call. To the 5x though, I bet maybe in theory, maybe it should start folding.
Yeah.
But
that's not what this guy is.
But we know he's going to.
Yeah.
All right. So we get here. It should go check. Hey, donks. All right. And the deuces just fold.
You just fold. Yeah. Did he do this? Was he the one who did this before? No, it was villain 1 who played passively and then all of a sudden decided I'm no longer passive. All right. Good job, villain 5, for the non-GTO choice. I suppose the GTO way to do it is check raise it. There we go. All right. Skate is up, I believe.
King Queen offsuit is going to is it partial open?
Ow. Pure. This is the low jack. This isn't 9-handed.
Okay. Okay, yeah, let's go pure. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Let's go pure.
Yeah, we can do queen. Yeah, king, queen. We can raise king jack pure. We can't raise king 10 pure. All right.
The offsuit.
Yeah, offsuit.
Okay.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it, queen. Look at it, queen jack. Look at it. All right.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah. Okay. And
okay, fold around to
all right. Dean says the limp get a backdoor flush draw non-donk strat is fire. Yes, the limp doing his backdoor not yes. Yep. There we go. Donk. All right. Here we go.
yeah, fold around to jack 10. I think king 6
Oh, this
Fold,
king six is an absolute fold. That's why he's gonna call. It's an absolute.
hmm
Yeah.
Jack 10. Jack 10. I know that Jack 10 suited starts 3-bet bluffing.
Mhm.
But Jack 10 off, I think we can as well. Can we? No. Oh no, only the suited, right? Suited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's gonna be an ace queen. There's gonna be some ace queenness here.
What's
This is
Ace
so.
queen.
Let's go back to. Well, hell, let's look at it 3 big blinds for fun.
Yeah,
There we
so this
So at 3 big blinds under the gun, there's his king queen. Here's the button. You see the king six offsuit, clearly a call. That's easy. And you're on the suited on the offsuit side. You've got pretty good hands that you're doing this.
yeah. Yeah, you got it.
This nonsense here. Yeah. And then suited, you've got the whole you've got the whole triangle suited anyway, and the solver special.
Okay.
Right. And we go to a flop.
All right, bet fold. Bet fold.
And
Size.
the king queen also does some checking. We know that because any hand that bets out of position also checks out of position. So
Uh yeah. I mean, we are the original razor, but yeah, you're right. We might
we can see
default.
that. Yep, we can see bet. Is 10-4-4 a c bet range board?
It's actually not too much, we don't have we have some tens, but not very many. We want to have if you do see a 10, you want it to be more Broadway, King 10, Ace 10, Queen 10,
Yeah.
maybe even Jack 10, X. But I would say maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know the answer. And if this is not a range bet board, the king queen is 2 overs and a backdoor straight. So yeah, you could bet this. Sure, that's enough. And your backdoor straight, you have a really good card that you can barrel on. You can barrel on a jack really happily. And you don't hate an ace and you don't hate a 9, but you could barrel on a jack happily. So yeah, this seems like a reasonable candidate for the bluff.
Mhm.
He doesn't go for it. That's fine.
Button will check.
Okay. Yep.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, I like a semi. Well, it's not even a semi bluff. It's we picked up equity.
It's a semi
So
bluff. I mean, it's absolutely a semi bluff. If he has anything, it beats
Yeah.
us, and we can get there on the river. That's a semi bluff. Yep,
Let's just bet
I like it. Let's bet.
half pot. Yeah, nice.
Sure.
All right, King 6 fold. Whoa,
Happy tilt. Happy tilt.
is that a min click goal?
No,
No.
it's almost 3. It's almost 3x.
True. Okay, yeah. So we can continue. We have an open ender.
Yeah,
They're giving us a fantastic price.
but he doesn't.
What?
He's decided that he could be drawing dead, and he could be. Not likely,
Yeah, no, not likely.
not likely, but it is possible. And here's how, and in his land of drawing dead, sure, he's drawing dead to pocket tens and pocket jacks. That doesn't feel like what the guy has. But against ace 4, which could easily be had here, he now only has the 9 as an out, not the ace. And 9-4 is nonsense. Okay.
This is true.
And with that, villain 3 is back to his villain 3 ways. All right, Dean. Ten jack suited opens. And 10-4 suited. Should. They'll call and they should fold, but they will call, you're right. And after the last hand, I'm not shocked if the 8-5 comes along. I don't expect it to, but I wouldn't be shocked because he won the last hand. But he limps. Villain 2 is too good to limp the 9-4 suited, we believe. Yep. Villain 3 should fold, but he's not going to. And if he raises, I think he's going to raise to 2. Nope, he does. He just calls. Is it time to squeeze ace-6? No. Okay. 5-3 fold. And we see a flop. What do you like on this flop, Dean? Check, bet, fold, call is what you like. And I think I like check, check. Because this guy's because in the sandwich and he's marginally made is more important than his draw. That's what I think I like. But if he bets, I'm fine with it. I just think I like it better. Yep, he does the check, check. And this can't be what 8-5 came here for. It isn't. All right. Now 10-4. It's going to check again. Good. Now I think Jack 10 has a better bet than he did on the flop. And what do you think he should do? And if he checks back, I'm fine with it. But what do you think, Dean? 10 Jack. He likes a bet of the pot with 10 Jack. I don't hate it. And neither does he. 8-5 has to fold. I don't need to wait for Dean to respond, but he doesn't because he wants to win the hand. This was the behavior. By the way, this is why we're going through this hand review, is this behavior from Villain 3 to see just how out of line people get. So this is a maniac and this is tilt. He was playing this way earlier in the session. Then he stopped for a little while after he got stacked. And now that he's picked up a hand and that he won a hand, he's back. All right. Yep, that's why I play with Villain 3. Exactly. And the 10-4 now. It's open-ended, it's to the nuts, but the hearts are dirty. He says call. And he doesn't. He decides not enough. All right. And now the river is the deuce. And what do you want to do? Check and hope for a bluff. Yeah, check and call some reasonable sizes. There's also block betting here, and I think block betting here would be a bad idea against Villain 3. We've seen him raise block bets. That seems to be one of the things that he does know how to do. So there's the check, there's the bet, and come on. And now the joy that is Villain 3 is going to go crazed. Yep. I agree. And to this size as a call too. This is the most bluff size, in my opinion, that I have seen from my opponents at my ranges, which is the bluff that's big enough to get a fold, but not too expensive. They don't like to do the 150% bet bluff because that's cost too much. Even though at 150% pot, you are in GTO world allowed more bluffs, they have fewer. And that statement is verified by mass data analysis that I didn't do, that I was told by people who I believe, that the 150 size and the 200 size are under bluffed. And I believe this, we don't have mass data analysis for this. This is just what I believe from my play, is that the 75% is, if not over bluffed for the solver, it's bluffed a lot. It's bluffed more than other sizes, at least. All right, he gets it through and the crazy comes. Up next is me. All right. Ace-9 should fold, and I expect him to do it. He's been playing correctly. 5-4. is a mostly fold here, but has a sliver of betting. I assume he's going to play it. 8-jack should fold, king deuce should fold, fold, fold. And 4-deuce against the hijack range should fold. 4-3 should call. But given who they are, I expect 4-deuce to call. I don't expect deuce-3 to call. And the 5-4 is either going to limp or raise. And if he raises, maybe raise to 2, which means the 4-deuce should call. So there's his 2. And now 4-deuce against 2, 4-deuce should call. Just should. All right. This should go check. He can bet range on this board easily, and this should fold. Check, bet. And this bet is unnecessarily large because on a king, queen, 10, am I right about this? There is locked up equity, but range versus range, I think this bet is actually, now I'm correcting myself. I think this big bet is good. I suspect we have over bets on king, queen, 10, right? Right, Mike? This is just hijack range versus big blind range.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be over bets, to be honest. But
Maybe-
the larger B75, I
Yeah.
think will have some ranges. Whether this particular combo likes it, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about his combo. I just want to make sure that the board supports this size, and I think it does.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some B75s. I think it'll be mostly B50s and B33s. I'll just do a quick, big blind call.
Yeah.
King, queen, 10, rainbow.
Yeah.
King, queen, 10, rainbow. Big
And as long
blind
as you
check
put it in,
range.
we'll look at it.
And hijack. Yeah, mostly small with some B50s.
Okay.
4-5 suited if you had it, because you
throw
don't
it up
raise
there.
it that often in that position, is pure bet small, B50, B small, B33.
All right. Let's see that. Yeah, just put it up on screen real quick, just to see the picture, and then we'll move on. Yeah. Lots of yellow, some brown, no purple. Okay. No 75.
Yep.
Good enough. And that's probably pushed down by the fact that it's a 10, make the 10 an 8. And I think we
Yep.
get a lot of 50s and 75s.
Yep. I think you're right.
Great. Some poker things are starting to make sense. All right. Good enough. And now the happy tilt goes. This now is Mike's hand.
Share.
Oh, there's that. Here we go.
All right. Ace 10 raise, sixes. Well, what should sixes do? Sixes can 3-bet or fold. I would imagine there's some calling as well. I bet the charts say fold most of the time and then split between raise and call the other 50% of the time-ish.
Yeah.
We know they're not going to fold, so they're
Mhm.
just going to call.
Yeah.
And then the ace queen should squeeze.
Right.
So let's see what 8-9 does. I bet 8-9.
But 8-9, I don't think 8-9's folding, given the fact that he's taken all those hands already. Yeah, he's
Oh, he goes min raise. Okay.
that,
well,
that remember he does that. Remember min raise is his is with most of his weak hands. The aces did do the min raise, yes, but we see a lot of this. And he's back now.
Yeah. Ace 10 should fold, sixes now. I mean, it would be a fold in the charts here. Maybe a little bit, tiny bit of slivers of something else. But they will call. Ace
Mhm.
10, I think this player is going to call.
He's 100% calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that from him.
The sixes are going to call.
Right. And he also, by the way, his play, I think, has been quite dubious pre-flop, but against this one player, this is not a bad choice. This isn't a bad adjustment to just get in there. I mean,
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
I think he should be getting in there with 3 bets more to knock out the blinds to go heads up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want to play this hand on the button versus this 9-8 player, you 3-bet it.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely 100% of the time. Sixes are going to call.
Yep.
And ace queen should absolutely 3-bet squeeze here. I don't even think in theory it wants to call.
Yep.
I think in
that's
theory
true.
it just wants to 3-bet when it plays, and which would be pure, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I want 15 from him, and I think we're going to see it. I think this guy's been playing. I think this guy's played well. Yep.
Very nice.
Good for him.
Should fold around. Let's
It
see what
should. Yep.
happens.
Sixes should not stay in.
No. Yeah. Okay. Even with them staying in, sixes should fold.
What if the ace 10 comes along?
Yeah. Probably
Pete
just
Moore. Yeah, yeah,
fold.
I don't think so. Yeah, you're out of position. Yeah, like this. Yep.
Because we looked at this the other week, didn't we? Didn't we see like a kind of a normal size raise and then like a squeeze, and then like the low pairs wanted to call multi-way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that 16 is just too big. All right. Ace queen now. I mean, just three bet,
This guy going to go on tilt?
C bet. Yeah, right.
You might. Let's look at what his next two hands are and see what he does. All right. Three bet, C bet. Okay.
Yeah, I'd just make it like a quarter.
Good.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Interesting.
This guy is here to play their cards, not his. But this seems really stupid because this is not a bad flop for his range.
For whose range?
For the ace queen's range. So
No,
this
yeah,
guy,
no, not at all.
this
Great
guy's
flop for the
floating.
range.
This guy's floating to try to take it away. And I can see why he would do that on a lot of flops. This doesn't seem like the flop to do it, but I guess there's only one high card, so there you go. He picks up equity. Oh no. Oh no.
So here would be a situation. I would have to start considering thinking ace queen is is good. Like thinking about just check calling here.
You're a better player
Don't
than
know
me.
if I would continue betting though.
If I'm ace queen here, I don't think my ace queen is good now. When he calls any size on this board, there's just so few. The only draws is the 4-5. It's just pocket pairs and kings is what I'm seeing in front of me.
I mean, I don't know. I see some ace X suiteds calling. I see
Yeah,
maybe, queen jack. I mean, just think that you still can have the best hand.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
you're right. I'm saying that I don't see it when I play in this situation.
Yeah, no, true. Yeah. I mean, I definitely am influenced, right? But
I also bet more like 12 than 8. If you're betting 8, then all that stuff sticks around. But at 12 or 15, I think I'm getting folds from that. And so I get scared here. But I picked up equity.
maybe we consider blocking more often. Like I just don't know that I should be betting now against a super wide range. I just think that we can check and potentially realize maybe
this
that's
guy.
bad
Yeah.
thinking. I always take these, I mean, because ace queen's pretty high up here
Mhm.
in our range. So, basically the non-nut no pair or the nut
Yeah.
no pair.
Yeah. Nut no pair, which makes it marginally made, and it's a draw. So if you give the nut no, what you did was you give the nut no pair some value that I don't, and therefore you should check. And I, giving it no value, should bet it as a draw. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That's just with our thought process. And he goes for the bet, stays small.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that too. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, 8-9 should fold. Even has got a gut shot. He should just fold.
Against 12?
Yeah.
How much money is left after that? Yeah, you're right. He's only got 5 times as much. He's not there. And his heart is dirty. But he does it now. That's what he's sniffing out. That's what he's here for. That's what he played the hand for. This is how he played.
Villain 3. Well played.
This is what he's here for. And he's looking at those sizes. And he has now gotten, just to look at it, he's won this hand, this hand, this hand, and this hand. Now, not this hand. He won all of those. He is ecstatic right now. He's invincible.
I mean, his play is horrible, obviously, because he's just got no. I mean, we have a lot of equity, and when we've taken this line right now, we are just destroying him. Like even the
Right.
stuff that he just was calling with.
Right. And yet, I am in the very best position at the table. I'm one off of him. I should be able to be ISOing him and all this stuff and getting this. I have played no hands against him, and I'm sitting here, doing this. And I'm not trying to wait for aces or kings. I haven't had a thing to do it with, I think. So I'm not getting frustrated yet because I know why I'm sitting here. And I don't mind waiting. But just that idea of the whole reason I'm at this table and I have not been able to utilize it at all. And if you remember at the beginning of the session, he stacked me at the beginning of the session, queens against aces or something like that. So I'm already losing to him and his play. Now, we have not seen any showdowns in this, so we don't know how bad this is, but we also know that he is getting there more often than you statistically hit these flops. And we have seen some of his nonsense. So we don't know how nonsensical he is at this point, but we know that he's got a level of full of shit that we are comfortable with, and we are going to hang on with any pair. That's what we think. All right. Moving on. We're at Dean. And Dean says 10 new messages. Dean's messages that I didn't see here. Gutty with call. It's a hybrid fish woof. Crazy call, villain, two betting. I don't know what that means. Okay, here we go. All right, Dean. What's gonna happen now? Oh, Dean is Mike is on. Be right back. All right, Dean, are you still alive? Type something if you're alive, otherwise we'll move on. Okay, Dean's there. All right, what do we got, Dean? Dean says maybe villain 5 will raise into villain 3. So what should happen here generally is this should just be a walk to the big blind, an occasional a sliver of raising from the queen 6 suited in the hijack. It does exist, but it's a sliver. But I expect we're not going to get that. But you think the king 2 is going to raise into him, and I think the king 2 is going to limp into him. Nope, it worked out the way it should. All right, Skate, you are up.
Right. Cut off, open, fold.
I like it.
Cut
Oh,
off,
wait,
open.
not fold. He's finally got a hand.
No. Yeah, cut off is gonna open.
Right.
And then small blind. It is a mandatory 3-bet.
I like it.
I think we start at pairs, we start at 9s.
Yep.
And 8,
And
9.
low jack, just for here, this low jack queen, what's your lowest suited queen you're going to open in the low jack?
Lowest suited queen I'm gonna open in the low jack is probably going to be so maybe queen 9.
Yep, queen 9 pure, queen 8 slivery in the hijack. Oh, this range is because we're on the 3 big blind ones. Let's go back to the 2.5. Sorry, 2.5. Here we go. 2.5. There's your queen 9. There's your queen 8. It's not slivery. It's more robust, but it's slivery in the 9-handed range, the one that I learned. But same thing. All right, good. But he folds it. Good. Oh, we forgot. This guy's going to limp his 9 jack, right? Yeah, of course he is. Now facing the limp, ace 8.
Facing the limp, let's go to. Well, we are a broken stack. Well, let's go to like to 4. 4?
Yeah, 4.5. I like it. Too small, but okay.
Button fold.
Easy folding that. When we expect this guy
Yeah.
to do it, we like his play. We think villain 2 is the best player at the table.
Okay, now I think we could still, considering there's a limp raise,
Mm-hmm.
we can go you can go somewhere around like 13, maybe.
Hells yes. Hells yes. He goes even bigger.
Too much.
I
Yeah,
don't think it's too, I mean, if you, from, to do the, for his particular hand and for the positions. I mean, it's bigger than the theory requires, but you're not wrong to go bigger in the small blind on your three bets.
I agree. I think it's just slightly
Yeah.
overboard because villain one is broken stack.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's true too. Yeah, you don't have to go as big
Mhm.
to get the SPR right. That's true. Yeah, I agree with you. Good point. All right.
And let us fold.
Yep. Easy fold. And how about the ace eight?
Well, and yeah, we're not getting the right odds to call. It's
Yep.
yeah, we're not getting the right odds. Are they gonna call? No.
I think it's a really good fold. And the thing we want to ask is, and we're not going to look it up because of the limper here, it doesn't do it. But we want to call, we clearly are going to continue with our best suited aces. We're not folding ace king suited here. We're not folding ace queen suited here.
Mhm.
What do you think of ace jack and ace 10?
Ace jack and ace 10.
Yeah.
See. Well, kind of want to this size, even still, ace 10 suited would still be a fold.
Yeah.
Ace jack, starts getting a little bit more tricky. We have a jack in our hand, and it is coming from the small blind, which has, some, well, this is actually some three bet bluffs, right? A lot of three bet bluffs, versus other positions. I don't know. Ace jack
Yeah.
suited. Can we get? I don't know. What do we do?
I don't know. I'm going to go with ace king and ace queen easily continue. Ace king continues as a raise. Ace queen suited continues as a call. Ace jack mixes folds and calls. Ace 10 folds. That's what I'm going to go with. And then ace 5 suited. And I'm not going to do this in game because I don't think there's enough 3-bet bluffs in population, which is ace 5 suited probably is a 4-bet bluff along with your ace king.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, and I don't think ace 4, and I think ace 4 suited probably folds to this inflated size. Let's just take a look. We don't have an inflated thing here, but let's just look at, we'll go cutoff raise, we squeeze, right? Oh, sorry, cutoff raise, we're cutoff raises, gets squeezed, and you notice it's 14. And just let's see how the cutoff responds to this. Oh, the button, there's no button here. Here we go. Small blind raises. And just in this land, to the not oversized, we have some of this. So yeah, the ace 5 doesn't need to bluff. We can fold all this and just maybe, maybe make ace jack suited a bluff, ace queen suited a call. That wouldn't be a bad adjustment to this size. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Ah, ha, ha. Let's do a 3x open here because that's closer to what happened. 3x open. Now the raise goes to 12, still not that big. And our cutoff range. Yep. Yeah, just move. Yeah, so just we move everything up one for the fact that it's 20 and not 12. Ace jack can be our bluff, ace queen is our call, ace king is our value.
It's about the same, just we took on more of the marginal hands.
Okay. Good. And
Nice.
what does he do? He jams.
Jams.
He's so sick of this guy Oh, by the way, he was also, we said that he went on tilt here with his sixes when they came in.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? We said, let's watch him for the next two hands. He can't go on tilt with that, but this is his chance to go against the guy who's playing way too wide. Although we haven't seen him make these huge bets pre-flop. We've only seen these post-flop. So he goes for it. This guy's not folding. And when he wins this hand, the happy tilt is going to go off the charts. He's going to win this hand. Look at all the outs that he ducks. And now he's got 225 big blinds. Oh boy. That was skate. Dean, you are up, I believe. Unless Mike is back. If Mike is back, it's your hand because we skipped you one. Otherwise,
Okay.
you're back? Okay.
Yeah.
Take a hand and then we'll go to Dean.
Gets a
Oh no,
walk.
Dean's taking this one. Dean took
Okay.
this one. He says it folds around. Dean, this guy's going to open his 9-5. He's on happy tilt. Oh, I'm wrong. Okay. There you go. Good job, Dean. All right. Mike.
Yep. Eight's open, king, queen, three bet, ace six should fold. That's what should happen. King,
Right.
queen should three bet, ace six should fold. Eights, either fold or call. I'm guessing charts are gonna mostly, well, to three and a half. So if he makes it, let's just say 13 or 14, eights probably starts to fold way more often. So let's see how big he makes it.
But he is deeper. We're basically we're around 150.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, yep. So if he makes it 13 or 14, I think eights gets to call a little bit more now.
And
But they're
notice,
probably going to call. Just knowing population, they probably just call here. But this villain floor has been pretty decent, so maybe he'll three bet it like he should.
yep. And notice the eight's the bigger size.
Mm-hmm.
We are seeing that. That's his thing there. Yep. He goes for the 3-bet anyway.
All right, he goes small. All right, so definitely call.
Right.
Let's see if villain three wants to say F you. I've been winning, but he should just call.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
King, queen
Eight-
off. Is that a partial for you or
No,
pure?
pure.
No.
That
I
would
think
be
I think it's
absolute pure.
I think it's partial.
You going partial?
Partial meaning what do you do with the other parts?
Well, we don't have a 3.5 size, but we do have a this.
Okay,
And
what's the partial? What's your
Okay.
mix?
No, I mean, well, versus 3.5, I don't know, but from what Scotty showed before.
Yeah, pure.
Okay, never mind. Okay, I don't
Let's
know
go
what it
pure.
is.
Yeah, and pushing this up to 3.5 instead of 3, let's get rid of the king 10 and bring the king jack and ace jack down. You know, let's lose some of that, but let's not lose king queen yet.
No,
Okay.
king queen probably doesn't go away until they make it like 5x. Maybe
Yeah.
even not even then.
Yeah. All right. But we think this is too small. The 3-bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think we're gonna get the 4-bet from the eights because this guy is super comfortable to go post flop with nothing. So I think he's gonna be comfortable going post flop with the eights in position.
Yep. Let's see what he does.
Yep. Yeah, he's happy.
All right, so we're playing a flop here. So to be in a situation like this, it sucks we don't have a heart,
Mm-hmm.
but we still have, I think our range is, I mean, just based on everything we've seen, our range is still pretty darn good. I would consider checking here or betting, and not sure which way I'd go because King Queen is like just kind of good enough to, again, just what were you showing me there?
We're showing Skate made the comment, Lady the Hassan was against an earlier position. I thought it was maybe partial, and you're absolutely right. Cut off, it was pure. Hijack, it was partial. Under the gun, it was even more partial. And if you're at a
Okay.
9-hand table, it's going to go away against the pre. It's just not going to be there at all against low jack -1. Okay. So you like the bet here? And what's
Well, no, I was saying I'm not sure what I like better. Because I mean, we're just if I had a heart, I would bet for sure. But
Mhm.
this particular combo, I don't know. I think I might just check.
Right. So I like the check. And because it's going to be very hard to continue a bluff. So if we get called even once, we're done. So I think the size we make it when we bet needs to not be small. We need to discourage floats with our bluff because we're only bluffing once with this combo.
Okay, not
But
sure.
I'm not saying we should bluff it. I'm saying I'm saying that that's what I see here because I'm not going to continue on a king. I'm not going to continue on a queen. I'm not going to continue on a jack or a 10. If that's a jack or a 10 of hearts. So, yeah. Let's see what he does. He goes for the check.
Yeah, the eights can probably do anything he wants here. I would imagine if I were here and I was the eights, I mean, there's probably all kinds of meta going on between these players, but if I could certainly be here with eights in this flop and get a check, and I think you could bet or check.
Right. It's marginally made, therefore it's a check, period. But it's also highly vulnerable. You know, against the check, you often have the best hand. You're going to get check raised when you don't, and you'll fold. It's an easy fold to a check raise. So that's why it's a good call, check behind. But when you check it behind, the next card's going to be worse for you. The next two cards are bad. So if you turned it into a bet for that, that seems okay. He goes for the check. This is great for the king queen, but what does he do about it?
Yeah. I mean, now at this point, I really like betting. I think I would probably bet this combo.
Now, if you had bet and gotten called, would you continue the betting on the jack?
Possibly, yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, yeah. I think if I had bet and got called, I would bet even more. Like here, I'm still considering checking.
Mhm.
But if I had bet and gotten called, because I would have bet small, gotten
Right.
called, jack comes, I would definitely continue betting. Now that it's gone check, check, I think I can consider checking as well. Now that if it went check, check.
Yeah.
But I certainly don't mind a bet here either. And I think B50 is pretty good. That would be probably a good sizing. B50, B75.
Mm.
I don't think I'd go small. I think I'd keep it up there in the B50 range.
As played, what should eights do now?
So if I were eights, because I could be here in this spot, I would just fold.
I would just fold too.
Yeah.
But we're not him. Oh, we are him.
But
Okay.
if it was a B small bet, then I wonder if we should be calling at some frequency, not to population, but just in theory.
Yep. All right. There we go.
Dean.
Bye, Dean. All right. Up next is me.
Hey, Scotty, let's look at this one because this one has a lot of like kind of interesting stuff. I can
Okay.
get this one going. It was
Yeah,
cut off big blind, right?
Cut off small blind, and we can play that because the small blind does have calls. I don't think it's going to have it with king queen all. Oh no, it was a raise. Yeah, this is totally playable. Let's go.
And so the small blind, it does not have any calls with king queen off.
Put up, share your screen. And if you got it is at 3.5, do it at 3.5. I don't think you do. So, but if you got it
post flop, I don't.
Yeah, do we have post flop 3 even? I don't think we do.
No.
All right.
No. So yeah, there's no calling with king queen off. That's a problem.
It's okay. We didn't call.
I would like to do it versus a big blind range though.
Right. No, but don't worry. The small blind we raised. Small blind 3-bet him.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, everything's good.
And
the raise was too small.
They made it smaller, and we don't have the smaller option.
Yep. So this is what we got.
I think we're still okay because everything still kind of applies, I think.
Yeah, this is fine.
They folded, gets back here. So here's where we're going to see probably folds a lot. Yeah, exactly what I said. Half the time they call, half the time they split it between calling and raising.
Right.
So they call.
Do you have this range? Oh, question.
People
You have this at
are
150?
going to do.
One question before you go on. Do you have this at 150? big blinds, because that's one of the reasons his call was better.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, good point. Good point. I do not.
Yeah, let's see if we own it at 150. We do. This is good.
Well, it allows us to get here with 150, and then I think I might get one flop.
We'll take it. Let's
Yeah.
do it. This is a good flop today.
Oh, no.
Nope. Okay. Let's do it at 100. We're fine.
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
Yeah. But it's not going to make a huge difference to the post flop play.
Yeah.
It just makes his eights, I think, a better call, an even better call.
What was the flop?
The board is the fabulous five of clubs, ace of hearts, seven of hearts.
All right, so the small blind checking. Whoa. Oh no, they did they were the three better. Okay.
Yeah, they were the three better. And so he mixes his king queen. Roll over at once. Obviously, a heart is good to have. And is a heart necessary? Yes.
In
You
theory,
must have a heart to
yes.
get. All
In
right.
theory.
So he played it perfectly.
In theory, and against population, I think you can add more continuation bets in the other combos. But yeah, okay. They did bet, right?
He checked.
Oh, you checked. Okay. Then the eights. This was the question.
Right.
So yeah, kind of what we thought. They can check, they can bet. Likes a
Right.
heart. No, does not like a heart as much. I thought it would want a heart. It does not
It can
want.
check behind on the heart because it has that, because the heart makes him less vulnerable to the next card. All right. He checks. And I
Okay,
like seeing
notice.
that the eights are it's reverse linear against how scared you are. You know, there are fewer worse cards for the jacks than the tens, than the nines, than the eights, like that.
So here's something that I've noticed in the past, and I'm seeing
Yeah.
it here. It's not as easy to see. So remember how we were like, okay, it doesn't like the eighth of heart as much here, and it's these
Okay.
lower hearts that want to check. However, when we have like these larger hearts, like notice 10 is starting to get in here. 10 of hearts likes a bet more often than it
Right.
checks. And that's pretty much the
Right.
highest hand we
And
have.
then
But
let's go
I've
down.
seen
Let's
that
go to the end of
heuristic in the past. I've seen it where if we somehow have a flop where we have these bigger hearts, it likes to bet more often than check. And then the smaller hearts, like we're seeing here, check more often than it bets. An interesting sort of
Good.
little dichotomy.
Now let's go below the seven. Let's look at our sixes that are really a bluff. The sixes, they don't mind. The sixes play it like the eights. The small heart doesn't bet. The fours, the
Same thing.
small heart doesn't bet. Yeah, that's great.
And this particular, I guess, flop, it's harder to see because we just never have anything bigger than these tens. You know, we have
Yeah.
jack, but you
Right.
can see that even these tens and jacks, they're betting more with the heart than they are checking, which is the opposite of those smaller hearts. But I've seen that. I've seen that quite
That's nice.
often.
That is super valuable to see. All right.
So they checked, right?
Goes for the check. And the other thing I really liked with the eights is we got to see the tension of it's marginally made, so check, but it's vulnerable, so bet. Because
Yeah.
every combo did both. With or
And
without
let's
heart,
stay,
it
let's
did it.
stay on the flop. And if we decided, well, let's come back to it. We'll come back to it. So they check.
Mhm.
Jack of
Jack of offsuit. The
spades.
jack of offsuit. It's the spade.
Now the king queen off. Yeah, looks like a bet here.
Yep.
Some
Good.
checking.
So I'm checking, and I don't think it's that important that it is the queen of hearts that does the betting. More.
Yeah, all of the hearts do.
Even though
the
you can't
betting.
get there with a heart now.
And
I guess
they did bet.
because you're going to be more comfortable bluffing your queen of hearts on the river.
They went B50, which I was thinking like
No, he went B66.
Yeah, so he went bigger sizing, which I kind of liked. It solver likes the smaller size.
Mhm.
So that's good to know. I wonder why. Still likes a block here. So they do. Well, they go 50.
They go
They
70, they go
fold, right?
66.
The eights fold
Yeah, the
up
eights
here.
fold that. Yeah, the eights fold
But
that.
to a,
Yeah.
but to a 33, still folding.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So what I wanted to look on the flop is when we do see bet our king, queen, and get
Mhm.
called.
Oh, right. What do we do when the equity comes in? And he does call his eights right there. He calls an eight. He calls eights with or without a heart. Yeah, just
Yeah, even sixes.
yeah. Yep. Just we don't fold to third pot bets. We haven't lost enough money.
Yeah, likes betting. Likes
Yeah.
betting.
Continues.
And this is a bigger size when instead of the B33s, there's a
Mhm.
lot more bigger sizing happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Okay.
When he calls, he has a stronger range that we have to get folds from. I guess. All right. Zoom. No, don't do that. Zoom. Do that. And that. Okay. And we are on to the next hand, which is skate. Three, four, skate. You there? Or are you off? You're off. Skate's off for a moment. Oh, you're there. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. All right. King queen open.
Yep.
Fold. Ace. Yeah. Ace nine too early.
Mhm.
Maybe.
There's a little three betting of it, by the way.
Okay.
But-
Maybe eight. I would like with ace 10. Maybe even ace check. Okay. Let's fold. Around to. Yeah, I think king queen should take it. I don't think.
The ace
Yep.
nine's gonna play though. We know him. He's gonna play. But you're right. This should be a raise and take it.
Yep.
It isn't.
All right. King eight. I don't know.
It's another fold. She should fold, and I think he's gonna. I think we've seen villain 2 and villain 4 play decently. They seem to be villain 2 seems to be playing the best, but like that. And then he's of course gonna call.
Mistake.
Right.
5-10. Yeah, out of there.
Just out even
Should
right.
be.
Yeah, but he's also he misunderstands the fundamental thing we said about big blind play and multi-way pots. He's playing exactly the opposite. He would have folded if the king queen had just opened, but now he's playing because of the pot odds, because he only has to put in 2 to win 10, not realizing that that's not what's really going on. Because, clearly we know how to play poker.
Yep. Indeed. All right. All right. So really unlikely. Okay. Oh, big blind has quads.
Yeah. The worst play of the table.
I was gonna say like, oh, unlikely for somebody to have a 10, but like it's so
Yeah,
multi-way that,
Yeah.
there it is.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen.
What should happen is it should go check, 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 check. This guy might bet, but that's what it should go. Everybody should respect this. This guy has the initial raiser is the one who has the most over pairs. So
Mhm.
he's the one guy who this is good for on the flop, but against 3 players, he just shouldn't. And then this guy wants it, and now this might be the end of his happy tilt for a little bit. We'll see how much.
Yeah. Wow, why can't my bad play be rewarded?
Yeah.
Okay, so bet, fold, call, and fold.
Yep.
Okay, check, and I believe since we do, there was a call, I believe it's gonna go check, check, turn.
Yeah, he should. Nope,
Should
he wants it. He
What?
wants to try to get a fold from a pair or I don't know why he's trying to get an ace to
Why?
fold. Does the ace beat? Does he think it's
Yeah.
a value bet?
We
No.
got showdown with the ace,
I
and
know.
we are betting into quads essentially.
Yeah.
Or can be quads very
Yeah.
easily, and then yeah. Call again. Villain 1.
Come on, 9 or ace. Ace or 9 on the river.
Nope.
That card's still great. That's a great card for the
Yeah.
10-5.
Yeah, Villain 1 should bet here. Not too much.
He can bet half pot and get called by people who don't want to split with him. I mean, people who don't want to give up their chop. But
Yeah,
if
I would bet like
where I think he should check because we know villain 3 goes for it. And when he goes for it, he goes for it big.
I think you're right. I think we're not if we do bet, we're not gonna get called by
We're gonna get
worse.
called by a lot.
Well, we can get called by pairs, but
We can get called, but we could get called by deuce 3 of diamonds here. The full house is on the board.
I see. Yeah, I see what you mean. I see.
Yeah. Yeah, we could, we could. Let's see what he does. Goes for it all.
What?
And I think it's going to work.
Think so?
No, it doesn't. Oh, well. All right. So there you go. I don't think villain 3 has given up his happy tilt yet.
Nice.
There we go. Up next. This is me. Queen's raise. I'm going to 3-bet. It's going to get folded around and I'm going to lose a bunch of chips. Let's see how many. Queen's raise. I 3-bet. He jams. And I think I'm getting stacked here against him. I think I'm not figuring out that this stuff that he's done is not so much pre-flop and that he was on his big size, which was his strong suit, his strong part of his range. Yep. And I just get stacked. So clearly sitting at this seat is good for me. I'm going to sit here and make a lot of money because I'm in position against a wild player. That's what's going to happen. And that's one of the only hands I've played against him. After all this going, I'm in the perfect right place. I'm not leaving the table and I'm not on tilt yet, but this has not been a profitable seat given that I really thought it would be. All right, Mike.
Hello.
You're going to lose less money on this than I did.
All right, king queen should raise ace.
And I'll say one thing about this. I didn't see all of his bluffs, but I did see that I believed that he was on happy tilt and that he was pushing the table around.
Ooh, I didn't see this. What
Oh,
happened
you
here?
see this? I got stacked pre-flop.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I got stacked pre-flop. And what I missed was this is the top of his range. And that is not how he's been playing.
Yeah, that's a tough spot though. I probably would have done the same thing.
Right. I also, on the hand before, because he had to fold the river on this hand, I also thought maybe he was trying to get the money back fast. But I'm wrong in all cases. All right, here we go.
King queen raise, ace 7 suited on the button probably has some 3-betting, but I just don't typically get in there with it.
Yeah.
They will probably call, but king queen raise, let's see what ace 7 does, and then the rest should fold.
Gotcha. Okay, ace 4 may call the raise. Remember how loose he's been?
Yeah, well, let's see.
We may see it. And the ace 7 has been playing well. So I suspect that he's going to do whatever is right. There's the raise. There's the call.
All right, now, okay. So ace 7 becomes much better there.
Yeah.
Now you're on the button.
Yeah.
I would have a hard time with this. I know we should be folding it a lot, but when you get an overcall like this, and he's new to the table, so he probably hasn't seen what's been going on. But when I identify I'm in position with
No,
a,
villain two's not new to the table. He's been here for a while. He's played well.
oh, he has, okay.
Yeah, yeah, he's the
If he
best.
is
We think he's the
identified
best player on
villain
the table.
5, bad player, I would consider overcalling here.
Yeah,
I
I
would
would
not
too.
squeeze it though.
I would too. Yeah, but he doesn't, and that's fine too. The fact that he's gonna limit this, that he's gonna fold his ace six and his ace seven, he's gonna play his ace five aggressively. He's gonna call his ace 10 maybe and raise his ace queen, or, I'm talking about on the suited side, something like that. That he's got some range construction here that the
Yeah.
seven falls outside of. Great.
I also think that knowing villain 3 in the small blind, I make me want to call even more.
Yeah, because he's coming along, because he's not folding this. Not on 300 big blind happy tilt. He's not folding.
And your 3 deuce, Scotty, I mean, this is actually kind of enticing. We know that we shouldn't be in here against reasonable ranges.
I don't want
So,
to be in here against shitty ranges even.
well, you're in here against shitty ranges that they're making big mistakes.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, we shouldn't be in we shouldn't be in here in theory. I almost wonder if we should exploit things like these suited connectors, but it's just too far down, maybe.
yeah, 5-4. Four, if you extend it into 4-3, I mean, deuce three only makes one straight.
Yeah. All right. Check. King Queen. Does he ever get to C bet? Probably does. Probably gets to C bet, but also check.
Yep. Easier
And
with
if
a
it were me
straight.
in that position against the guy that's in the small blind is obviously the clear target, and we know villain 5 is a target.
They're both targets. Yeah.
Uh, you could consider check raising even, but I think any option is good.
Yep.
So it checks around. Our king queen sucks now. 10-7. Yeah,
Deuce three
right.
spade.
Your deuce 3. 10-7. I mean, should check. King queen. Everybody bets. King, queen. And don't make hero calls when you're in the sandwich like this. It's not even really a hero call. It's just see if we can try to hit. And I think I would fold.
He could easily be drawing dead.
Yep.
You're against two opponents, so spades are, so the existence of spades is a real thing.
Yeah.
Your outs are dirty. Full houses are a real thing. Yep. And I was not folding my deuce three there. Just want to point out.
Yeah.
This is skate, I think.
All right, open queens.
Except remember, this is how you get a VPIP of 72. And now we've got enough hands here. Let's just show the HUD now.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you get to start seeing how these numbers come up. This guy, I mean, there's a 69-38. I don't know where my 24 came from. I didn't think I was in that many hands, but okay.
Yeah, I like the HUD here.
Yeah. Set up for that. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Queens should go to what size?
I like 4.5,
Me too.
maybe 4, yeah.
Yep.
Fold around to 10-9, which nope.
You don't
Oh,
get
yeah,
to a
I see
VPIP. You don't
that.
get it to a VPIP of 69 without by folding queen 7 offsuit.
I see it. V pips. Okay, let's call, I guess. It's kind of wrong, but here, ace 3, hero's gonna fold for sure.
Yep.
10-9, and they are. I think this is we are if you are gonna call an offsuit hand, I think this is a pretty good combo.
Yeah, 100% fold here. I mean, we all know that the limp is bad, but
Yeah.
again, sat down at the table and somebody made you play this hand and you looked at it, you should absolutely fold this one.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe on the button we can consider calling because we're gonna be out of position on the rest of the hand.
Out of position to two players, shitty, and no, hit hit a 10 or a 9. You're not even that good. Yeah, this is just crap.
Yeah, I take it back.
Yeah.
All
right.
right.
At least someone's going to take some chips from this guy. It's not going to be me, but someone's going to.
Okay, well, okay. So check. No check.
All right.
So what's their okay, well, okay.
This is GTO not approved, but having
Not
done
approved.
it, queens should do what?
Slam dunk call.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially with this guy. 100% we should be calling this.
And once he does call, we should definitely fold our queen 7.
Damn right. But is he going to?
Hell no.
Hell no. And what is Joey saying right now?
I has a pair.
Yep, exactly.
All right, now I imagine it's gonna go check. Check bets.
Yeah.
How much? Let's go half pot, like 15, maybe.
Okay. And also we don't hate a check. We don't hate a check here.
I don't hate a check.
We've
But,
seen this guy be aggressive. We've seen this guy be aggressive against checks.
Since they want to stick around. Well, yeah, check is fine. I like a check too. And there's some draws there, the back doors there, but
yeah,
of
but
course.
What do I care if they get there? I'd love a flush to come in.
True. Exactly. We have the boat. So villain 3 is gonna check, I assume.
Yeah. He should with his hand, but he doesn't because he wants the chips there.
What?
Now.
With the full house on the board, on a paired board, 10-9, even with it, the open-ended should fold.
Yeah, he's super deep against this guy, which is good, but it's now one of his outs is dirtier. He has the 10 of clubs, so I guess maybe if you were going to call this at any time, I guess maybe you call with the 10 of clubs and you fold without it, maybe. He folds now. And now the queens are just so unhappy that they're out of position. They're happy about
that. Well, yeah, they're gonna get maybe one bet less, but I think we could just call here.
And just call.
Pure call.
Yep, he does it. Oh, that card is fabulous and terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, so I imagine if they check, it's gonna go check way too often. So we get a bet like 30, 40 BBs.
Sure,
Maybe.
Sure. You could also bet small to induce the flush to raise or someone to represent the flush. You hate that you have the queen of clubs now because you so want him to have a flush. So he checks to induce.
Is it gonna work? No.
And this guy's got to know that he doesn't need to bet here, that he's beaten, that there are jacks out there that are not folding, and that there are flushes out there, and he doesn't need to get anybody else to fold. He doesn't need to get an ace high to fold because he has a queen. So he's got to check behind, right?
No, but maybe he saw that, okay, maybe the villain bet turn where he shouldn't, and now he's gonna bet again. Right? I mean.
Yeah, he said, right. I mean, this is what this guy's hoping for. And this guy, queen 7, when he checks behind and loses this hand, I think he stays on happy tilt that he didn't lose more. Or maybe he just wants the chips back.
Yeah, I think the river was a mistake. Was sort of a mistake not betting. You can't expect somebody just because they they bet where they shouldn't have the turn. Exactly.
Yeah,
they're gonna-
the thing is here, you got to hope that what he really has is king 10 and he's going to bluff it off. That this guy's play was king 10. Some, or that, some equivalent of king 10, something like that, where he has no showdown value and he has to bet, he has to represent something. Because when he has a jack or a queen, when he has a queen here, when he has a jack, maybe he bets the jack.
Yeah, I think he was just relying on him
Yeah.
or them, or they having a jack.
Yeah. Oh, this is a male. Villain 3 is male.
How do you know?
From his play. I don't think that all women poker players are weak. I think that this kind of maniacal play is associated with higher levels of testosterone.
Maybe.
That's what I think. Could be wrong. Welcome back, Larry. You've missed Villain 3 playing like Villain 3. He got his oats back.
He came through.
Oh yeah. He also
took the
took
magic 69.
he also stacked me.
Oh,
So
Pain.
there we go. All right. Larry, this is your hand.
all right, back into it. Should fold to villain 3 and he's gonna do something stupid.
Right.
And then everybody else should fold.
Right. And what size is Villain 3 going to raise to?
I think he's gonna limp. I've not been
No,
watching villain 3.
Hasn't been limping. He's been raising.
3.5.
Even 3.5. He considers this a good enough hand. Good.
No one can exploit this.
Yep. And Villain 5 is going to call him because Villain 5 is calling super wide and calling super wide against him. Oh, he didn't. I was wrong. All right. There we go. That's Larry. So I'm next, and then we have Mike. All right. This should go fold, fold, raise, 3-bet some, call some, fold, back to me. When 3-betted, I should fold. The ace-5 in the charts in the hijack does have an open. There's a sliver of ace-5 opening. It's about a quarter of the time. But this guy's going to do it. And he's going to do it to, I think this is a deuce for him, not a 3. Nope. Any ace is good enough for 3. Given the raise, I should fold. 8s should not. And let's see how the 8s play. They play by calling. Fine. These should both fold. I suspect both are going to call. Okay, one's going to call. There we go. And I think whoever wants it most is going to win it. I think Villain 3 wants it most. Check. This is a check, but he checks the 8s. So here's that thing. The 8s are sometimes the best hand here. So the 8s should be mixing their raises and their raises and call and checks here. Their bets and checks here. And if it were me, I would check. He checks. The worst play of the table, picking up the 9 and having the best hand. Probably can bet that 9. And he can also check it fine, but I think that's not a bad 9 to bet at all. He checks. The ace-5 goes for it. The 8s need to fold. And the 8-9 needs to call. And he does. But can he hang on for the river? He needs to check. The ace-5 is, I expect, is going to bet. He does. That's big to take it. And that's why he checked with his queens, by the way. Because of this behavior. And since he wanted that behavior, he has to not fold. This is what he asked for. You have an 8 of spades to block the 7 and also to block the spades. You got to call. And the happy tilt continues. All right. This is Mike.
All right, ace-10 open and take it. What's gonna happen? Jack-6 is gonna call.
Jack-4 is not going to fold, I don't think.
He's got to play the Robbie.
Yeah, he's not folding this. There we go.
All right, should go check. And versus this villain, I would bet. I would also, if it was not versus this villain, if it was an unknown or anybody else, I would consider checking this quite often.
I would also, I would also check it against this villain's a lot because we've seen him go after weakness.
Yes.
We've also seen him call way too fucking wide.
However, I would bet this more frequently against this villain now
Yeah.
rather than later. But yeah, you can go either way, I think. You go check, good. It should go check. And now that you've checked, we consider just continuing to take a check line here and just hope that he goes. But I mean, like I said, I probably, if I had checked the flop, I think you can go
I
either
think-
way. Yeah, I mean, just go either way here.
Yeah, I think this is a bad bet. I think that continuing the check story isn't a bad idea, but when I bet here, I've got to get called by some very weak stuff. And this bet is too big. Yeah, so I think that's a mistake. And hooray, I got the best of him.
When you
Okay.
say mistake, I think you mean less EV because it's certainly not a mistake in terms
No,
of
it's not, it is not the best play against this
Right.
villain. And it's not against best play against villains in general either, but specifically against this one.
yeah.
Which I think the best play against this one is another check a lot of the time. I'm okay that I didn't do it, but I got to get called by a 6 here. I got to get called by a king. And I'm making it easy for them to fold. I'm just making it easy for him to play well.
Yeah, this is kind of a way ahead, way behind against the 80% range.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Up next, that was me. So the next one is Larry.
Sure. Jack 9 opens, so villain 3, what's his 3 bet? 8. He might find it here, but I don't think so. I think it's gonna flat. Hero has got the kind of hand that does not play multi-way very well out of the big blind and should fold.
Right. Now, this guy might limp instead of raise.
All right, so I have not been watching. If ace 10 has an ISO range, this should definitely be in it. Over limp, it gets very interesting for Hero.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's easy.
Yeah, now I think your fold is obvious. Jack 9 is going to play this. There's no way anybody who dips is going to fold this.
Yep.
Kind of hits ace 10. Now, if you look at theory here, in a 3-bet pot, he should be checking frequently and big betting infrequently. This hand does have some backdoor qualities. I probably over c-bet on these hands, and I would probably go at about a b75. 50% of the time, half the time I would limp. But really, you want to be like, I think it's around like, probably like 25% big bet, b75, 75% check. So this is, yeah, in theory, this isn't a thing. So, Jack 9, I don't think he really has any reason to imposition raise. He's got backdoor equity here. I would call. Okay, cool. And he's probably gonna generate a fold.
Nope. This guy doesn't
Holy
like
shit.
fold.
Game on, precision hold. Sorry, YouTube. Okay, so ace 10 should check. Jack 9 should have some, well, there's a little concern with p7 when he gets a call. But generally, villain 3 should really never have this combo. So did villain 3 check?
Yep.
So he raised to 12 off of 4, right? So even the 3x imposition raise against just the bet size. I would, if I took this, I would, what would I do here? I don't have very many imposition raises unless I'm at very top of range. And I feel strong strong incentive to get money in. So here, I don't know what I do because I'm not here, but I would probably be 50. I would not polarize.
I would consider checking this combo, even though it gives 2 overcards a chance to call. But I think once you get called, once
And-
your raise gets called, this hand is now marginally made.
Yeah, I
And I think
agree. I
that's
think,
call, and then I think you hang on the river and you call a lot of rivers against this guy.
I agree. I think a check is probably better here.
But instead, he decides,
Yeah, he decides to kind of merge you polarized. So
decides to
okay.
let the guy play right. Make it easy for the guy to play right, which is
I
what
like the check. I think the check is what, I mean, Goon likes to check here a lot. Because he just, like you said, people can't help themselves.
Yeah.
And we get to pick it up.
Yep. Okay. Up next is it Skate or Mike who's up next?
I don't know.
All right. Then it's Mike because you just said a word.
All right, fold around and take a walk. However, well, all right, we're gonna get one mistake. 6-3 is gonna come along. He might even just min raise, but he comes along, and then should just keep going. Check. We'll see a flop playing a limped pot. Check the ace-4, queen-9. Now that he's limped. With the villain that's in the big blind, I would check, but or I would just bet.
Size?
Or
Or
did you
you
say
bet
what?
with size?
Oh, size?
Yeah.
3 ways like this, probably just like a B30, no bigger than B50.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, with the offsuit brand of this gut shot, probably should just fold here, being kind of in the middle of these two. I don't think we should call.
Really?
Yeah, I even with that, maybe if you had spades.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I mean this again. We're in this situation. Maybe we need to raise. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's no chance this guy's folding. We have that down.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if sat down here and saw this. Maybe raising is actually good.
Yeah.
I like raising the best.
Okay. He goes for the call. He's gonna delay the raise. He's waiting for a check to do it. Or maybe he'll bluff a heart. Maybe he'll bluff a heart or an overcard. I don't know what it is that he's gonna
Yeah,
bluff.
if I have ace-4 here, I'm
But
folding.
he's ready to bluff. Yeah. Ace-4, easy fold. Easy fold. Good for him.
Yay for villain 5.
Yeah.
So we got called. Limped pot. Do we think we just continue for value? Do we check and raise? Check it. Probably not check and raise because our queen-9 is pretty not so great. But again, it's a limp pot, so it's like we just have such huge wide ranges.
Hmm.
I think I might continue and go block sizing, or I might check. Yeah.
I want to continue polar.
So you would bet big or check.
No, I want to bet. Yeah, I want to bet this hand big.
Okay.
I want to bet this hand big. I think that flush draws call me a lot, and that's fine. And when flush draws fold, that's okay. I think that ace-7 calls me a lot now with the queen pairing. I think pocket eights calls me a lot now. And so I want to, and so I go
When
back.
you go big, you mean? Like when you
Yeah.
go big, you think pocket
think they
eights are
do.
calling a lot?
I think they do. Because of the queen pairing. Makes it less likely I have a queen. And what do they care if they were beat or very beat?
Okay.
So he goes for the check. And now, is this guy going to use his normal MO? Nope. He's going to realize maybe it's not going to do it till the river.
When it goes check, check, I'm value betting my queen-9.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose we still have a ton of bluffs? Because I mean, that's not how they're thinking, but
Yeah.
they're just thinking, oh, I have trips.
Yeah, he was trying to induce villain 3 to go nuts the way villain 3 has gone in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what is correct here. Probably just bet for value and hope they call.
Yep. Yeah. If he checks, though, I expect villain 3 will bluff. But he
Goes
makes it easy
pot.
on. Yep. Another player makes it easier on villain 3. All right. Skate.
Okay. Queen five open walk. No, queen five.
Back
Queen
queen
five
5 open.
open.
Walk
Yeah,
would be good, but no way is villain 3 folding a king 4.
I think. You don't think so?
No, no way. I think this is his. I think this is his deuce. I think this is his 2 big blind open, not his 3. I think it's an ace is his 3 and his king is a 2. Yep, there's his 2. And if I were a really good player, I would take a hand like queen 5 and ISO this guy and not worry about my cards like that. But I'm not. But I'm just waiting to have hands that are better than his and play that way.
Hmm.
I'm playing patient rather than um trying to make something happen. And that's probably okay. It's not the maximal way of making money, but it's probably okay. But there are certainly good players who would be making a lot more money in my position with my cards against this guy. All right. Back to me. Ace 6 suited is going to open, and he's going to open to his 3-bet size, his 3 big blinds or 3.5 big blinds here. It's going to fold around to the aces, and the aces are going to 3-bet him, and he is going to call. So there's his 3.5. The aces can go to, technically the aces could go to 14 here comfortably. And he's been calling these oversized bets. So the aces could go 16, but I think they're going to go a little smaller on the idea of keeping him in. Yeah, so they go for the small. They don't need to. This guy hasn't been folding to raises. And the call is easy. That board is pretty safe. He can continue it. And he can also exploitatively check to this guy. But given the guy's called a lot, I think he should bet. He should bet 7. He bets 10. And the guy gets away from it. All right. Mike.
Right, ace 8, too early, but he's gonna play it.
Right.
So let's see what he does. And then
And
we
what
can,
size? What size is he going to open an ace 8 to in this
oh,
position?
I have no idea. 2 to 3 or 3.5.
I think he's going to do a 3 here. Yeah.
Right, that should raise, that should take it, but let's see what 3-5 does. 'Cause
I
he's
guess.
been in a lot of
Oh,
pots.
wow. 3, no, 3-5's not doing that. But
So ace 6, he's been a little fishy. So he's probably gonna play his ace 6 when he shouldn't.
yeah. And this is a new villain too. This is not the good player.
Yeah, they should fold no matter what they have. Or I
Yep.
mean, no matter who it is.
Yeah, and they did.
All right, should go check. And in theory, you probably get to bet this and you probably get to check it.
All right.
And he goes for B75-ish.
Mhm.
And the ace 6 that is here should call. And potential donk card, the 6, 7, the 10. Yeah, I mean, they're not gonna, in theory, not gonna donk here, so it should go check.
And I wouldn't
But
dunk
he
him either.
might donk. I mean, he might do it. I mean, he probably
Yeah.
shouldn't.
No, he's played to induce against this player.
Yeah, that's right. He had the queen, the full house.
Yeah.
If you're here with ace 8, this is kind of a spot here where you picked up equity, but it's so good. I wonder if we like to check back here a lot because it's just so good. In
Hmm.
other words, you hate getting check raised. They're pretty
Yeah.
deep, so maybe you don't mind getting check raised. No, you probably hate it.
Yeah. Because you're not gonna because you can't fold. But he goes polar.
Yeah. And now the ace 6 can decide if he wants to raise or call versus this player. He's going to have a lot of hands here that you beat that will call. It's gonna be bluffing quite often, bluffing with hands that have equity. So I think we want to raise, even though it's not a great raising hand, but versus this guy's range, I think we want to.
I don't hate his call on the idea of let's keep in all his bluffs
Yeah.
since we know statistically he has to have a lot of bluffs in
Yeah.
his range to play the way he's been playing.
Yeah, good point.
So there.
And then he should check the ace-6,
Now we should definitely check the ace-6.
and the ace-8 should check.
And he does. And again, the ace-8 kind of lost the minimum. Except for the fact that his flop bet was a little big.
What do
But-
you think about looking at, was this a multi-way on the flop?
Nope.
What do you think about looking at this in terms of, we're
Sure.
not gonna have any ace-6 calls in the small blind, I don't think, but
Yeah, let's look at it probably with a big blind range. We'll like that. Against here we go. This was a raise to 3. So the ace-6 has no calls.
yeah, no,
But the big blind has tons of them.
yeah.
So we'll give him the big blind range. And as I stop here, the other thing I want to look at since we're doing this is I want to look at the exact Scotty thing, which is I want to look at the flop strat when the board is suited and unsuited to compare how that changes. So those are the things I want to look at.
All right, what was the flop?
Flop is ace 10-7 with ace of diamonds, 10 of spades, 7 of spades.
Okay, so we know that's gonna happen. Ace-8 and a hijack, obviously, I don't think there is any ace-8s here. It starts at ace-9, yeah, starts
The
at
ace cut,
ace-9.
the cutoff has it.
Oh, he was cut off? I thought
No,
it
he was hijack. No, he was low jack. He was low jack, but since we're in the hijack, we can give him ace-9. Ace-9 is the same hand. It's a gut shot the same way as the other one is. So
Yeah,
let's,
I'll just move him to the cutoff. That way we can,
all right, let's do his hand.
that way his range is in here, right?
All right. Sure. We're gonna
Because he
cut
would have
big blind
ace-8.
instead of hijack against small blind. And assume that we're gonna get information out of it.
7 of what?
Ace of diamonds, 7 of spades, 10 of spades. So the 10 and 7 are the suited hands. There we go. Again, check range.
So ace-8, yeah. So kind of
That
whatever you
makes
want
sense.
there. A lot of checking though, which I suspected.
And his big bet, and he does have the big bets. So I was wrong
Yeah,
about
cut.
that. And the size that he went was big. He went 4 into 7. So that's gonna be, wait a minute. He went
Yeah,
5 into 7.
yep.
So that's gonna be 75.
And the bigger bets would be fewer and would be less frequent if he was in the hijack, but
Mhm.
here, so we'll go B75 and then we know ace-8 is going to, or what did he have? Ace-6?
Ace-6.
We know it's gonna call.
Ace-6 suited in hearts.
So just the spades gets to raise.
Yep. He's gonna call. Then we have the lovely 6 of clubs.
Okay.
We like to check again. And now he goes half pot with his ace-8, which is not what he should do.
But this is quite the polarizing card.
Yeah,
Look at the overbets.
yeah.
And that is right on the line of where it kind of starts to creep in.
Yeah. We're not gonna break the solver with his 50% bet, but
And is that because that we're open-ended here? So is that because that's like I kind of mentioned that it's so good that we don't want to?
no, look at the ace-9. Look at the difference in ace-8 and ace-9.
I know, but 9 is a gut shot, right? So whereas 8 is open-ended.
Oh, wait a minute, 8 is open-ended? 6, 7,
Yeah,
8,
six.
10. Where are you getting?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's not. It's
Yeah.
not. It's my bad.
Yeah.
They're both gut shots.
Yeah,
and
the
yet
9
the
is just
eight-
one more than 8. And maybe
Yeah.
it interacts with something in the calling range.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And he went,
You went 50.
which is not a thing.
Not a thing, but it won't break the solve.
We getting the warning. And then the ace-6 is a call. And
And the ace-6 does do a little raising. So we wondered that, and it does do.
spades only. What was the river?
The river is
King?
the king of hearts.
Hearts. I'm gonna go back here to this ace-6. Where were we? Here it was.
How are we only here with the ace-6 of spades?
Yeah, it's because I think it's because of that the solve is broken kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Let's
We
go.
got
Then
that
that gets,
wording.
let's give him the size. Let's give him the size that doesn't break the solve. Let's give him the he's supposed to go 70, give him 75. He's supposed to go 75. Not the big blind, the cutoff on the cutoff bet here is supposed to be 75. Right?
Well,
No.
big blind, you said the big blind bet.
No, the big blind checked.
Oh, I thought you told me he bet 50.
No, I see. No. The cutoff bet 50.
Okay. So big blind
Gotta
check.
do that again. Right.
Now the cutoff. Oh, there's something, yeah, something was screwed up there. All right, so he's gonna need 75,
Okay.
which he wouldn't do with ace-6, right? Or he had ace-8.
Yeah, at ace-8, but he would do it with ace-9.
Yeah. Okay.
And now the ace-6. And what did and the ace-6's response was to mostly call still
Yeah.
without the spades. So we got that answer. And then the king, does the ace-6 come out and block all of a sudden? No.
No, yeah, we didn't think so.
Yeah. And then his ace-8 and ace-9, check. Yeah, check back.
Cool. And then you wanted to see.
I want to see on the flop. Let's just look at the global strategy. Let me grab this. There we go. Oh no, and yeah, after the check. So we do our check. We're on the cutoff node. Now this is the image I need. Okay. And now let's make it the 7 of dime, the 7 of clubs, 7 of hearts, 7 of other. And I'm going to compare these two strategies here. I'm going to open up the screenshot I just saved. Put it next to yours. Zoom and preview. And what we get is the stats are on the offsuit brand. Okay, so our checks go from 59 to 50 to 55. When we're suited, we fold, we check behind more often. I'm sorry, we check behind less often on the suited one. Offsuit, we bet 60%, suited, we bet 56%. No big deal. And when we bet our sizing on the suited one, are more, we bet the middle and the big. We bet 33 and 25 more, each of those, and we bet 4.1 less. So we lose the 75 when we're suited.
Yep.
So suited bets 50% and 33% more, and it steals it from the 75%. Okay, so this is a suited does not bet bigger. All
Right. That's usually the case, I find.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And we'll go till I play a hand, which is never gonna happen. Okay. Here we go. Fours. Knowing that I have 0 fold equity, I think I'm gonna fold the fours. Knowing that I'm not gonna get 3-bet, I could play the fours easily as a set mine. I'm gonna go for folding the fours because I have 0 fold equity. There we go. 6-9 raise, king jack suited is obviously not folding. We haven't seen him do a lot of 3-betting, so I think he's gonna but he does this one, and the 6-9 should fold. He does. Okay.
He knows some stuff.
Larry.
He found the right size in there.
Yep. Yeah. Larry?
Okay, this should fold around to hero.
Right. But 4-9 is gonna play.
The
Absolutely.
4-9 is, does he? I don't know if he's a limping range, but if he's gonna play the same, he should limp it. I don't know. I would never limp. Okay, so he's gonna come along. He's got suited. You've got a really. Okay, so you've got a squeeze candidate. This is a squeeze or fold. Yeah, but I would go bigger. I think you need to increase the size of your squeezes. You don't need to do it. Do it works for you.
Yeah.
Your squeeze size is fine.
Right. And let's see, this is, let's see what we'll just do a quick, what is the GTO? I know this fits poker coachings, but what is his squeeze size? This was a fold tier and this was a 2.5 open. So we are at, go to NL 100 and not that it makes a difference. And this is a button raise, small blind call, big blind squeeze goes to 15 and I went to 15. So no, I
so
went to 12.5. I went to 12.5.
yeah, so you should generate folds here.
I can get bigger. Okay.
Yeah, I'd go a little bigger. I think it works really well. Now, this is just kind of, you're not really nervous. You're now playing in position to a guy that you know has just got ridiculous ranges.
Yes.
And that's why you're not nervous. So at this point, what I'm doing exploitatively, even though it's not never what any kind of theory would do, is I'm going to check on the rainbow texture. And yeah, that's fine. You're doing kind of similar. We might call it. Who knows? Okay, so now this is getting interesting. So you get the call. So once he decides to call, I'm still not nervous against this kind of player. I think we're ahead great majority of the time due to blockers and the fact that his range is so wide. But I'm at this point gonna get, it's hard to know what you're getting greedy against here.
Yeah.
Right? This is a pretty dry texture. I just don't, I think also ultimately there's no need to trap here. I think I just go to about 30 bigs. You know what I do? I do like $9.99 sizing. I go to 28, 29 bigs.
Okay. And against this one player, given the way we've seen him play, the way he attacks check, I also don't mind a check here.
Yeah. I mean, I just was watching the Park video about it. So he's against, he just dunks you. Oh, you went check. You do.
I went check. I went check, and I got this to happen.
So, yeah. So this is an interesting spot. So what your SPR now is a little bit over 1 with 1.3. The issue here becomes, what is he going to call you if it is worse? Well, you could think any kind of situation where he's got a lower kicker. I think this is just too far up, and I'm just shoved.
Okay. So let's count. Let's do a simplification here.
Okay.
When he's bluffing, he folds.
Yeah.
When he has a 7 or a 6, just a 7 or a 6, like that's what he bet, that's what he's there, or a deuce, he folds. We don't know this, but we're going to assume this. So we only get called by an ace. That's what we're going to say. All right, let's count the aces we beat and the aces we lose to.
Yeah, it's simple. So
we beat 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. That's 5. We lose to 7 of them. We beat 5 and we lose to 7.
You're doing pure combinatorics here. Yeah.
Straight
Yeah.
up.
So if we're at that value to bluff ratio or value to loss ratio, however we want to call it, then I think we probably just call.
So we called, and we not only called, we got to see the 4-9 to confirm what we believe about his play.
Yeah.
Because remember, you and I have seen every hand here.
But can you back again? Because I liked your simple combinatorics here. And I just want to, it's the right thing to do.
Right.
And I just want to, just can you go back to River? I just want to look at it again real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
Scott.
and with the simple combinatorics, here's what I'm ignoring. I'm ignoring the question of, do they have to be suited for him to call? Because in against another opponent, because it was a raise from the button and a call, and then I 3-bet, and then he called. So he folded all of his offsuit aces here, right? He only has suited aces, but I
Yeah.
don't believe that to be true about this player.
Agreed.
But when he's only got suited aces, we look at it and we go, all right, the suited aces are, that means it is by definition the ace of spades. If he has the ace of spades and he's suited, he can't have the ace 7. So that knocks one of the winners out of my group.
Agreed.
So he can still have, now we can also get rid of the ace king because he didn't 3-bet it, and
Yeah.
probably the ace queen. So our combinatorics change when you do that analysis, but I'm not doing that analysis on this guy. I believe he has all the offsuit aces. And do I believe that he has 3-bet his ace king here? Yeah, probably. And his ace queen, probably, but I didn't, in real time, I didn't. So if we say that he 3-bets off his ace king and his ace queens, then it's even. Then it's 5 versus 5. I lose to ace jack, which he didn't 3-bet. Ace jack, ace 7, ace 6, ace jack, ace 7, ace 6, ace deuce. And I beat, that's 4 combos. And I beat ace 3, ace 4, ace 5, ace 8, ace 9. And that's 5 combos. So I'm ahead and I should go for it. Now, does he ever have deuce, deuce, or 7-7 played this way, or even 6-6? This guy does.
Yeah.
So there you go. Does he ever call me with just a pocket pair? I think have we seen this guy call light? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't remember seeing that. We've just seen him be super aggressive. I did this. I mean, here's what I did in my mind. I just wanted this to happen. And when it happened, I went, that's what I want. Now, what do I really think is? And what I really think is that he
See
is
you, Mike.
I think he's really polarized here.
Yeah.
I think he's polarized to an ace and a bluff. But
Yeah, I think,
yeah. Okay.
yeah, I think getting to a call here makes sense to me now. Thanks.
I think it's too weak. I do think it's too weak. It didn't matter. I didn't, and by the way, for the next 11 hands, I sat there and ran over this one in my head over and over going, what should I have done? And didn't get myself on tilt going, he was folding. He was on this bluff. It doesn't matter. But against this player, since I'm going to sit here till he leaves, I'm staying up all night with this guy.
Yeah. You got
I need to
position.
be playing him better. How should I be doing it? And I decided at the end of it that I should have raised.
You can do a raise.
Yeah. I did, the first thing I did was I just counted aces. I mean, I literally looked at it. Like if there had been a jack on the board or a 10 on the board, a jack or a queen or a king on the board, I would have raised him because that takes away one of the lower aces that beats me.
Some of the kickers that beat you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to do combinatorics in game. I mean, the way to do it, I mean, I think you're natural at it, frankly, but the way to do it is just do it over and over and over again.
Yeah, exactly.
But it needs to come up enough for it to be worth it, and it does come up enough. Now, I reflexively said shove, but I think that I need to attach a little bit more logic behind it.
Yeah, and I think and the deeper logic of it, when you eliminate the ace king and the ace queen, that starts pushing the other way, and then you've just got to look at there are pocket deuces, pocket sevens and pocket sixes.
Yeah.
This guy gets here with his pocket sevens. He doesn't fold his pocket sevens to my first bet. He
Yeah.
didn't have to fold his pocket sixes on the turn. So that's two more combos. That's 3 combos of sevens, 3 combos of sixes, 3 combos of deuces, all of which he plays. And now all of a sudden, my ace 10 is the check behind is starting to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
All right. Hey, you turn off the recording for a second.
Yes, I will. Bye, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. And I got a question for you. If you turn off
You
the
got it. Let
recording.
me stop the recording. Because we're going to say secret stuff that you guys would be able to hear if you came to our sessions live, but you're all invited to come live.
Yeah, come
Also,
and hang out with
I don't know why anybody would have been here. It's been 3.5 hours. It's 3 hours and 15 minutes of this stuff.
us.
Why is anyone here? But also maybe they're listening on like 4 times speed.